Offer expires 7/7/2025.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things. Like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Oh my God, is this your house?
This is the humble abode.
Oh my God, it's so humble.
FX presents Adults.
You don't know your social security number?
No, I do. It's just my mom, knows the whole thing.
A new comedy about 20-somethings achieving zero anythings.
What is the worst that happens?
I go broke. I can't pay my loans. I start an OnlyFans, but only you guys subscribe.
Can't do OnlyFans.
Yeah, you wouldn't make it on there, so sorry.
FX's Adults. Wednesdays on FX. All episodes streaming on Hulu.
Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Kap.
A little sabor, and we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Kap is on for your Wednesday afternoon.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
Here we go, the LA Afternoon Drive takeover on this Wednesday, June 25th. Sedano's here, and Cappy took off early on an airplane this morning to Philadelphia. I sent him a text saying good luck, but I scheduled the text last night because producer Lindsay showed me how. So technically, I had to warn him in the text, don't text me back because I'm asleep. And he texted me back at 5 a.m. anyway. It didn't wake me up, though. Meanwhile, Beto Duran, the Cisco Kid, is sitting in for Cappy today.
Oh.
I'm on with Sedano.
Followers.
Maliava, because I thought it was I'm a-leaving.
A duck butt. What is that?
We'll have fun and frivolity, and we will get you ready for NBA Draft Night number 1. You'll hear the draft live from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, starting at 5 p.m. on 7:10 a.m. and on the all-new ESPN LA app, the ESPN radio tile. Of course, Sedano and Kap will continue on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles and the Listen Live tile on the ESPN LA app. Let's do it for a Wednesday, shall we?
A Jerusalem cherry.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah. You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is
How do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger. Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm back in Dayton.
You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm? I mean, look at me. I'm a hot piece of ass. I mean, look at him.
Whoa, man, I didn't know they come up on the glass like that.
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
Like a French bread, do you eat the butt? Yes, I do. Yeah, me too.
I don't.
Yeah.
So, do you eat that butt?
I love it. The heel, the butt.
Sedano and Kap with Beto, your Wednesday afternoon right now.
Oh, yeah. Get it, George, get it. Oh, yeah. Get that guitar going, slap that bass. Yeah. Oh, you're into it. George, you feeling good today?
Well, I'm feeling better, that's for sure.
Oh, you're not feeling good, though?
I mean, I'm probably 90%.
Oh, that's way better than what we would get anywhere else. Perfect.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
90% of Sedano better than 0% of Sedano.
There you go. I would hope so. All right, so we've got a lot going on today. We've got a 2-hour sprint, you and I, on 710, and then we're going to have an hour on YouTube while the draft is going on. So basically, if you want a second screen situation when the draft is going on, just hang out with me and Beto and Lindsay and DeAndre and Funchy and the whole crew. So that's how we're going to do it today.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the draft is awesome, I think, Beto, in a lot of ways. And I know that every sports draft is a little different, and certainly it's viewed differently. But I just love it because I think that most of these situations allow you to do great storytelling. Like today, for example. I've known Cooper Flagg in the sense of how good a basketball player he's going to be for a couple years, right? But today, I was watching ESPN and Marty Smith, who I think is one of the best at storytelling.
He's so good
in sports.
at what he does, man.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's amazing at it.
Yeah.
So he went to this little town in Maine, Newport, Maine, where Cooper Flagg grew up, right? And did the whole story about where he grew up and the people he grew up against and how the local gas station, the owner used to play horse against the kids, and if you beat him in horse, you get a free...
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Right, exactly. You get a free tank of gas, and You know, like all that stuff, like these little details that you would not know about that are just make a person more endearing.
Dude, Newport,
I love
Maine,
that
man.
stuff.
Newport, Maine, 3,133 people in the latest census.
Crazy.
That's
Crazy.
where he's from. But Cooper's one of those kids that we've heard about for years.
Yeah.
Because one, he's going to be 6'9", could be the number one pick. But when he left Maine at a high school, he's he went to IMG Academy because that's what he had
Mount
to do.
Verdi, yeah.
He was Team USA a couple years ago when he was a 19U team and he played against a team that was going to the Olympics. So you just heard all about him. You're like, okay, is he going to be good? And then at Duke last year, the reason we're watching Duke games last year is because of him.
Right. Yeah, he's the real deal. And look, they had a great team.
Yeah,
They had a great team, but it to me, I love it. Like, you know, you got the kid Dylan Harper, right? He's Ron Harper's son. Ron Harper had a long NBA career, played for a number of different teams,
including
won championships.
The Cavs.
Right, but I mean, he was
Come on
originally
now.
with the Cavs, but I think most people think of him as a Chicago Bull winning championships with Michael Jordan. I would
Maybe.
say.
You might be a thing or
Got
two.
one with the Lakers.
He did, right. He also played with the Lakers. That's true. But I think that, you know, when you think of Ron Harper's career, right,
Think of the
you
Bulls.
think of the Bulls, right? Like, you know, you think of those years with Michael at the end. But yeah, his last couple years, I believe, were with the Lakers, if I recall correctly. It was 2 or 3, but
that Karl Malone
either
era,
way.
right?
But yeah, like, so you got him, right? And, you know, you got the lineage with the dad. This crazy story about this kid, Ace Bailey, right? You know, he doesn't want to work out for anybody or whatever, and he wants to just go to a team where he can ball. There's just all these things. VJ Edgecombe, Michael's kid from the Bahamas. Like, there's just a lot of backstory. I love a good backstory.
Yep.
So I feel like tonight, beyond the basketball, you're going to get to know these kids for a little bit if you watch this stuff.
Yeah, the thing about it is you think about North Carolina, Duke, Kansas, the Blue Bloods, right? And then Rutgers is going to have 2 kids in the lottery. Like,
Right.
that's crazy. Like, Ace Bailey's the one that they said he might have been better than Harper this season. And he's trying to finagle where he wants to go. It's going to be fun. And then there's a kid, I was telling Lindsay about this, the local angle. He's a local guy.
Local guy.
Carter Bryant.
Oh, Carter Bryant, Arizona.
Yeah, he's expected maybe 11, 12, some in that range. Going to be a lottery pick. Went to Corona Centennial. I've known him since he was in junior high. Amazing, great kid.
Good two-way player.
Yeah.
Can shoot the ball, can defend at a high level. Yeah.
His dad, Deshaun, was recently the head coach at Sage Hill. And then his sister, Carson, is like a 6'3" volleyball prodigy. So that's the kid where you saw him, and you're going to be getting into this, George, eventually when your Mateo was doing in the club world and DeAndre was in that world, where you go to these different facilities and you're playing AAU all weekend. And you're like, oh, that kid might be something. And then you're like, wait a minute, that kid's in the green room. Like, what? It's really, really cool to see these kind of stories. He graduated from Corona Centennial, Carter, but you're like, wait a minute, he's going to be one and done? No, not him. Damn, all of a sudden. That's awesome. Yeah, but there's so many cool stories. We'll tell those stories later on.
Yeah.
And
Lindsay,
they're like 18, 19 years old who make so much money.
Local guy, Lindsay. Local guy.
Local guy.
But is he from here?
Yes, he is. All the way. His dad.
Was he born here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We got it. We got it all for you, Linz.
There you go. Yeah, but I love it. I love it. It's going to be great. I also think there's going to be a lot of trades today.
That's what I was going to ask you because all these teams have a lot of different moves and they can make, and the Lakers have 0 first-round picks. But there's so many.
Well, but they
different
could end up with a first-round pick. Like, it's not. There's no. Like, look, if I think that if this Andrew Wiggins thing is true, and again, you guys are maybe already heard me on Crosstalk. I'm not the biggest Andrew Wiggins guy.
He's the Canadian, right?
Yeah, he's Canadian.
He was the number one
overall pick
like
by the
decade
Cavs.
ago?
They
Yeah.
traded him for Kevin Love right away.
That's him. That's it. Okay.
Right.
Just because I haven't really been paying attention to much.
He went to
Andrew Wiggins.
Kansas. Yeah, I mean, he won a championship with the Warriors.
Yeah,
like,
but he never like panned out the way you expected.
He's never been a number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Right. Like, worthy. Like, he's a good player, but he's not like I don't think he's like a huge difference maker. I think he can, in the right situation where he's like your 3rd or 4th best player, maybe you know that works out. Ideally 4th best player.
Yeah.
But
$28 million a year right now.
Yeah, it's not a ton of money. But you'd still have to give up probably Rui and Gabe if you're being honest.
Is that a big difference, Rui and him?
I don't think there's a big difference between those.
I mean, there's
two.
a difference, but is it that big?
I don't think it's sizable enough where I would give up 2 players to bring in Andrew Wiggins. And by the way, maybe there's more to the deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe there's a 3rd team.
If
Maybe
there
that's how
is
the
a
Lakers
deal.
end up with a first-round pick here in this draft. You know, because Miami has 20, and that's where Wiggins is. Or if there's a 3rd team, who knows where, you know, Brooklyn has 5 picks in the first round. So I'm sure they're going to get
5
involved.
first-rounders?
Yes, in this draft alone.
I thought it was 5 in today.
No, no, 5
5 in the
first rounders.
5 first-rounders. Okay, they got to trade something. You're not
right,
picking
so they're
5
going to make
dudes.
moves. So they're going to look to get in any deal, basically. So I just think we're going to have a lot of moving parts today.
Yeah.
So it's why I'm telling you, not only should you tune in now, but tune into the YouTube show as a second screen during the draft, because we're going to be like breaking all this stuff down in a big way. Like I think, and we're going to have fun with it too. And we'll be able to tell the stories like Beto was saying earlier. So.
In the back, DeAndre and Funch were talking about the Wiggins, right? And I was like, wait a minute. The Lakers are notorious for never leaking anything, right? It's hard to figure out who really is in the inner circle. So everything you're going to hear right now, you just got to be careful with, like, you know what's going on. I was telling these guys, everything you hear right now is usually because the agents try to float a lot of stuff out.
Sure,
there.
no doubt.
So just take that with
but
the grain of
I
what's
do
going
think
on.
Andrew Wiggins,
of course.
If my intel is correct, Andrew Wiggins would prefer to be back on the West Coast.
Yeah.
So,
but if you're Miami, of course. Yeah, it's just, I always telling DeAndre too, right? Like anytime you hear the first one, it's like, that's usually the seed for something later on that the agents and the runners are trying to put out there.
But I'm just curious, like if Miami is trying to, right? If Miami is to try to like offload off of Wiggins and the Lakers were to give up Rui and Gabe Vincent, like why would Miami want to do that deal?
Oh, I think they just want bodies. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they look at it similarly to the way I look at it. Rui's not a huge drop off from Wiggins, and he's a bigger body. And size is important, I think, in this day and age in the NBA. And they already are incredibly fond and familiar with Gabe Vincent. They literally developed him. So I think I could see why they would have some interest for sure. So, there you have it.
Look at this show's coming off some ball numbers right away.
I mean, right away. I mean, I tried to get a Zion conversation going yesterday, and Cappy looked at me like I had 30 heads.
You had to tell him that he's the guy whose shoe blew out.
I did. I even brought that up, and it was just like nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. He was super vacation mode.
Like, nah,
his head was already in Philadelphia, I feel like.
Is he out of pocket?
I don't know. Lindsay, is he out of pocket?
No, he said he's not.
Claims not to be.
He said he's going to a sports business conference.
But he wouldn't say which conference, which was funny.
No, he said it was.
No, he did. He did mention it.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
I asked him, like, what's the name of the conference? Cappy, I'm not trying to go. I don't need a badge. I'm okay, guy. Geno's or Pat's. You talk about cheesecakes? I didn't hear much of the show.
Cheesesteaks, yeah.
Oh, the
cheesecakes would be different. That would. I don't know how good that would taste.
Tasty cakes. That's pretty good out there.
All right, listen, let's get into some of this stuff on the other side. I do want to, we can get further into like the Wiggins thing. I do think there's some interesting stuff on the Dodgers yesterday. I know you're going to say, well, wait a second. They beat the Rockies. Who cares? No. There is one thing that immediately stuck out to me when I watched that game yesterday. So we'll get into that in just a sec. Beto's going to hang out today in for Cappy. Again, 2 hours on 710 and then the final hour while the draft is going on YouTube. But first, let me tell parents. Okay, look, I know. Taking your kid to the dentist is a huge pain in the butt. I get it. But you know what? You've heard us talk about it. Children's Dental Fun Zone is different, man. It's a dental clinic your kids are going to love. They're going to walk into this place, any of those 17 locations, and they're going to be like, Mom, Dad, what are we doing here? Like, this thing looks like I'm in a cartoon movie. Like, where are we? This is crazy. This is so cool because they've got all that. And they've got 23 years of experience specializing in children's dentistry and orthodontics with state-of-the-art equipment and personal attention your kids deserve. So your kid's in good hands. From preventative care to routine care, dental treatments, braces, aligners, orthodontic planning, you name it, you got it. And Children's Dental Fun Zone, they got emergency hours, flexible scheduling, all that stuff. And with free consultations, everything is enjoyable. The visit is going to be enjoyable. They got all stuff for the kids that in the waiting area for the kids. They got iPads for the kids, toys for the kids in the waiting area. And when they're getting their work done, okay, at Children's Dental Fun Zone, they got movies and big screen TVs for the kids at every single station. So they got 17 locations across the Southland. So they got you covered in LA County, got you covered in Orange County, got you covered in the IE. And get this, 3 new locations coming in San Bernardino and the IE. So they got you covered all over the place, plus a couple of new locations out there in the IE as well. Children's Dental Fun Zone accepts Medi-Cal, PPO, and HMO insurance plans to handle your insurance paperwork for you. So to book your child's next appointment, visit their website. Children's Dental Fun Zone is cdfzone.com. That's cdfzone.com. Or call them at 833-586-7898. That's 833-586-7898. Let them know Sedano and the crew at 710 sent you.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco.
Live from LA Live. Back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
That's a bad deal.
Trev?
Because I stunk, not because of anything I did. Like, I was I was not a problematic teammate. I was not a chirper back at the coach. When I got benched, it's because I couldn't get anybody out.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to pitch anymore. Why? Because you don't get anybody out. Oh, it's a hard thing to argue.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
On 710 ESPN.
Your next Subaru is waiting for you at Subaru of Glendale. Check this out. Lease a new 2025 Subaru Crosstrek Sport CVT for just $279 a month plus tax for 36 months. One at this payment. VIN S3723202. MSRP $32,189. $33.99 due at signing. Call 888-855-6434 or check out SubaruofGlendale.net. On approved Tier 1 credit through Subaru Motors Finance. No security deposit. 10,000 miles a year. Model code SRD-21.
Have you checked out the new Park West Bicycle Casino? Only 9 miles from downtown LA, right off the 710? The bike has been reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and 200 table games. On July 1st and July 15th, buy in for $100 and get $100 in Lucky Chips plus $50 in free play chips. ESPN listeners get $30 in match play when they walk in and say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino. Real cards, real prizes, real close.
Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. GAR-001291. 001289. 001292. PSIS license number 1358.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
For more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has given you the opportunity to build your next success. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs in career-relevant fields like business, healthcare, data analytics, cybersecurity, and more. Plus, we offer 100% online and hybrid courses, personalized advising, and lifetime career services. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
And it is Sedano and Kap here Wednesday afternoon. Today is National Catfish Day. Like catfish the food or catfishing somebody. I don't know. And happy birthday, we lost him back in 2016, to the one and only George Michael. Sedano and Kap with Beto continues your Wednesday afternoon right now.
You don't want no George Michael.
DeAndre knows nothing about no.
I certainly do not.
That was a legend.
Google it on your own time, who he is. He got into some trouble.
You have to start with Wham.
Yeah. Wake me up.
That's right.
Before you
That's
go.
the good stuff right there.
Nah, I mean, is it though? I don't know. I mean, it was
Wham's
okay.
got some hits.
It was all right. I mean, it was not like great music though. Like his solo career had much better music
He got
than
going,
his
man.
career as Wham.
George Michael.
Like part of a band, you know?
He had like this 5 o'clock shadow DeAndre, who wore denim in the 80s.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he was a handsome dude. There's no doubt.
He's part of the community.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he's a handsome dude. There's no doubt.
You always surprise me, DeAndre, the rejoins. Because I see the OTDs that Lindsay has and all that stuff, and then I see the music, and then you play this, and like when I look at you, DeAndre, you're like, man, I don't know what this song is.
I have no idea.
It's the beauty of the show. You got people from everywhere.
Yep, pretty much. So real quick, I want to tell you it is summertime officially, right? So my favorite chips, as you'll see here on the YouTube, are back at Trader Joe's. The patio potato chips.
Yeah, you
ever
posted
had
on your
these before?
Instagram too.
Yeah, have you had these before?
Yeah, a couple times. It's hard to find those things.
It is, but now they're back at Trader Joe's because it's summertime, and they are basically a mixed bag of sea salt and vinegar, delicious dill, homestyle ketchup, smoke and sweet barbecue, all mixed up together. And then you eat.
That's your jam right there.
Oh my God, I love a good potato chip. I don't eat as many as I used to, but these, when they come into style in the summertime, I'm in.
You're pulling a Michael Thompson right now. Like, Funchy is having flashbacks to MT fourth quarter. And
no, third quarter, about midway third quarter.
Just eating chips.
Those chips are so good, though.
Michael, you got to read. You got to read, Michael.
Yep.
We end up buying like 3 bags every time just because they go quick. And also shrinkflation,
Shrinkflation?
Yeah, I mean, when you buy a bag of chips, there's a lot more air than chips.
Oh, yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
but now there's even, because of the tariffs and shrinkflation and inflation and all the flations, there's even less chips in there. There's more air now.
Like with Pringles, they didn't shrink the Pringles containers. They just fill them up halfway now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have less chips in there.
Hey.
Yeah, again, shrinkflation.
And it's even worse when you buy the little small travel can. And there's
those
in
are
there.
half full.
Nothing in there.
Yeah, you need 2.
I take those all the time.
I ain't trying to say that they have it in this building, but they have it in this building. They got me a couple times.
You got to get 2 of them.
No, I just take it for
right. It's not as good as it used to be, for sure. But anyway, all right, let's talk Dodgers here real quick. So, Beto, I don't know how much of the game you saw yesterday. I watched a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
I watched the early parts of it where the Rockies were up and then the Dodgers had that big inning and scored the 5 runs. And Conforto had a big home run there. Now, look, Michael Conforto has not lived up to the billing. That's a fair way to say it. Michael Conforto has been a very solid player in his career. I would say, better than that most of his career. He's an above-average player. He has had a terrible start to the season. There's really no other way to put it. But I thought on the broadcast they made a great point, which is when guys are struggling and then they end up at Coors Field, they find themselves usually coming out of those slumps. And hopefully for the Dodgers, Michael Conforto comes out of this series because it's in Colorado and he's getting in a groove and he had a good game yesterday and that continues to be the case and he gets out of that slump because he's an impactful player. And the Dodgers have had such a great track record of rehabilitating guys' careers or getting the most out of guys, right? Like Hayward last year was a perfect example of a rehabilitation because he was kind of on the outs basically at that point. And Conforto has been, as I mentioned, solid. One would assume that he would be as good, if not maybe even better in this particular lineup, and it just hasn't worked out that way.
I've been telling Bergman, hey, every single time Conforto does something, I text him, Conforto, right? Because I've been telling Bergman, just be patient. You get to the All-Star break. If this is at the All-Star break, the way he's looking, then you're going to make that move. But the Dodgers have enough time to give him that leash where he can figure things out and then cut if they need to. So yesterday going to Colorado, like, okay, do something here, guy. Do something here, guy. And the thing about Dodger fans, they've been doing a lot of Conforto, the reason he's still in there is because he hit it 110 miles off the bat, line drive into somebody's glove. But he's hitting the ball hard. That's how the Dodgers front office defending using Conforto still. But yeah, he's not going to be your guy late in the season in the playoffs. He's not going to be your starter out there. At least he shouldn't be, seeing what you're doing. But a guy like Conforto needs to figure it out sooner than later. He's running out of time. And can Colorado be the spot for you? Yeah, and you're just hoping that confidence that can build from playing in the Mile High goes with you to the next series, and then the week after that. And just continue to build the momentum that you can have. Because there's a couple of times when you hit him, you're like, damn, he went, okay, he hit that homer. Oh, he hit that double. And then he gives you that stretch of, oh, he ain't doing a damn thing. Oh, he's hurting the team right now. And he's either too high or too low. And that's not what you want to be right now. Because the Dodgers also in the minors, they don't have guys that can really come up on the outfield side to give you that boost right now. They have it in the pitching. Like Emma Sheehan today was dominating in OKC, and he'll be back up soon. But a guy like Conforto,
did I tell you Tyler Glasnow was on my flight to OKC the other day when I was going for Game 7? I'm guessing he I don't know if he's had the rehab start yet or if he will, but he was on the flight to OKC.
Well, like 30 people on that flight?
No, it's like, I would say like 60 maybe-ish, 70 maybe.
It's a smaller plane.
It is a smaller plane. Yes.
Were you in front of him or what?
I was one row ahead of him.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I mean, we were in the same area, though.
Yeah, but I got to be like Cappy. I got to shout out my boy. Make sure that's what the ESPN contract is deserved right there, Jordan. That's what you deserve. I'm trying. I'm sorry. I can't pull it off.
But he was on my flight. And it was funny because someone texted me, someone who doesn't know baseball, who was on the ESPN side, texted me. He's like, who's the baseball player that's one row behind you? And
yeah,
like,
he's a big dude, man. He's a big guy.
He is a big dude. Yeah. Handsome fellow, too, speaking of handsome fellows.
Oh, yeah.
It's a handsome man.
He didn't show you the tattoo on his lip, though, right? You know
what?
The inside of Tyler Glasnow's lip He has it tattooed. He's a big hip hop.
I've never noticed that. I've never looked at the inside of his lip.
That seems like it would hurt.
What? Yeah, Google. He's a big. You know how Trudell is all about the hip hop and all
Yeah.
that. Glasnow, same kind of thing. So just go. He has like
That's
a
like
tattoo.
some House of Pain stuff.
Yeah, on the inside of his bottom lip, he has a tattoo.
All right, I'm looking this up. Tyler Glasnow lip tattoo. Oh, he does.
Yeah.
What is it of?
It's like I think to reference to one of his like favorite like rap lyrics, something like that.
I can't read what it says. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we gotta get Trudell.
It's here. He got it tattooed due to a Boosie song, Lil Boosie.
That's what it is.
Oh yeah, no juice.
No juice.
Here
No
now.
juice.
Yeah.
See, we gotta get
Lil
Trudell to get
Boosie.
something like that.
You can't even tell what it says.
Yeah, it's like he's like what 6'7", 6'8", maybe something like that. He's
No,
a big
I
dude.
don't think he's that big.
No?
No.
Well, he's tall. I know that.
He's big, yeah, but I don't think he's that big.
Lil Boosie, huh?
Lil
Man.
Boosie. Oh, no, he's the guy. He you know the
Got some swagger there.
You know the one
So
that
that's
goes
6'8".
up who knows every single hip hop song. That's
He
it.
even looks 6'8".
I thought he was listed like that.
Wow.
Well, you know, baseball guys are different because they're not. When you walk around a basketball guy, because you see so many tall basketball players, you're like, oh, okay, that's 6'7", 6'6", whatever. Baseball guys, you see, you're like, oh man, like baseball, like when you see Ohtani, you're like, dude, he's big, 6'5".
He also was sitting down the whole time. I didn't really look at him when he was standing, so there is that.
Little Boosie. Huh?
He was nice enough to let me go in front of him too. He was like, oh, when we were getting off, he's like, you can go.
Well, he knows. He knows you're there for the NBA Finals.
No, he doesn't know anything.
He's from
So,
LA.
but wow,
buddy.
Beto, look at you bringing the knowledge today. I had no
come on
idea
now.
about his no juice tattoo.
Oh, he's all about that, man. Big hip hop head.
Wow.
Yeah, Hart High School, baby.
I think we need to bring him on the show now.
Hey, when you're with Trudell, you guys can do that.
Yeah, now with Cappy.
Yeah, because Cappy's gonna
Cappy
go.
would be like, explain this tattoo thing to me.
Yeah, and he would start saying, so where else are you tattooed? What else do you got?"
Right, yeah, exactly. It would get way too weird
Way
for sure, very quickly.
too weird. I'll tell you, when you grow up by Magic Mountain, man, different water over there.
I guess that's fair. That's fair. That is fair.
No, but yeah, good for Conforto to get those kind of hits. Also, Ohtani, man. Ohtani has been Ohtani.
Yeah, he's now got 27 home runs, which is the most in the leadoff spot through 80 games or whatever it is. Number 2 on the list, Brady Anderson, but he was also on the PEDs back then.
Yeah, well, yeah, Brady. We're not going to get into the Brady Anderson part, but yeah. But it's with Ohtani. It's funny, George. Like when I went to the game last week, you see it, and you're like, damn, Ohtani, right? Everybody's all fired up. And then if you're like a real baseball fan, if you're listening to the Blue Review or Bergman. Then you're like, damn, Ohtani is struggling. But his struggle is like somebody's like,
yeah, I know.
best
Come
days.
on, dude. His struggling is like somebody balling. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Here? Speaking of balling, you want a ball? You better get yourself a Cadillac from Cadillac of Beverly Hills, because that's when you know you've made it, okay? And we are excited to announce right here, right now, our brand new partnership with perhaps the nicest dealership in America. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take the perhaps out of it. I'm telling you, because I've been there. It is absolutely phenomenal. One of the nicest dealerships? No, the nicest dealership in America, Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check it out as well, 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills, or on the web, CadillacBeverlyHills.com. Look, we know Cadillac, but when was the last time you've driven one? Well, I've been in one recently. I actually rented one, and then I was in an Uber recently that was an Escalade. Yo, I remember as a kid, like my dad felt like he made it in this country when he was able to like buy a Cadillac, and his was used, right? It was like a DeVille. And, dude, I remember being like a little kid, and it was like you were driving on a cloud because I would like fall asleep back there. I get it. This was like pre-seatbelts being a real thing. And it probably wasn't super safe. But nonetheless, it was safe because you were in a Cadillac, okay? And here's what I would tell you. They drove great then. They drive even better now. So this new lineup of Cadillac EVs, got a ton of EVs for you. For those of you that want the electric vehicles, sedans and SUVs, they absolutely define luxury at the top of its game. And you can find them all at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Go in and say hello to Tony and the team, an incredible team there at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check out their beautiful showroom, as I mentioned, 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. And, of course, on the web, CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
And it is NBA Draft Day, round number 1 tonight at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. You'll hear all the coverage courtesy of ESPN Radio right here on 710 ESPN, 710 AM on your radio starting at 5 p.m. and on the ESPN Radio tile on the all-new ESPN LA app. NBA Draft Day number 1. And don't forget day 2 tomorrow when the Lakers are on the board. All the coverage right here on your home of the Los Angeles Lakers and the NBA, 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Hey, it's Mace. In tough times, a lot of people find themselves owing money to the IRS. It can really weigh you down, and you're confused about the right way to handle it. And all those scary ads on the radio about the IRS, they don't help. Tax relief advocates want you to relax, knowing that whether you owe $5,000, $50,000, $500,000 in tax debt, you don't have to fear the IRS another day. today. TRA has a proven 3-step tax resolution process, plus they're experts at working with special programs available from the IRS to help taxpayers get back on track. Easy to see why they have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. If you owe money to the IRS and feel trapped, don't lose hope. Tax relief advocates could reduce or even eliminate your debt. End your tax nightmare today. Simply visit TRA.com or call 800-575-1482. That's 800-575-1482. Again, 800-575-1482.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah, tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes. LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
And it is Sedano and Kap here Wednesday afternoon. Today is Goat Cheese Day. Goat cheese. And you know, Pecorino Romano, the great Italian cheese, is goat cheese. No, wait a minute, that's sheep's milk. Is that the same thing? Anyway, on this day in 1984, Prince released his album, Purple Rain. Sedano and Kap with Beto continues your Wednesday afternoon right now.
Purple Rain. Yeah, definitely still don't see the movie, but the music is awesome.
It is great.
Yeah, the music jam. You don't need the movie. Don't hold up for you, man. Apollonia will, but the rest of it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the deal. I wouldn't watch the movie. Yeah, it's not really worth it.
Yeah, Google Apollonia, you'll be all right. That's all you need. Andre got a big old smile too.
Let me ask you a question, Beto.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the Dodgers a second ago. And should the Dodgers be worried about any team in the NL? In the NL West, that is, particularly. I mean, the NL, there's certainly going to be teams that to be reckoned with. The Phillies, the Mets, I think in particular. But in their own division, like, this thing is a pretty, it's not as tight as it was earlier. They've certainly separated a little bit. But the Giants are going to get better. Okay, I know they lost yesterday to the Marlins. Mm-hmm. And, the Padres have gone through like a weird little stretch here too. But all these teams have real talent, okay? And it is the best division in baseball. But like, do you get the sense that like the Dodgers, despite whatever they've been dealing with, are still kind of head and shoulders above the rest, even with all the injuries at the current moment?
Right now, I wouldn't say head and shoulders, but head above them.
Okay.
The Giants and Padres are just going to beat each other up trying to get that second wild card. And that's going to be a good race watching what they're doing. But the Dodgers they've won 8 of 10, and they're doing this, George, without any real starting pitcher. They have a couple guys, but you're having guys come up to pitch like, okay, who's this guy? Who's that guy? Who's this guy? Emmett Sheehan got sent back to AAA to try to build him up. He'll be coming back. But what the Dodgers are doing this, George, essentially 2-3 times a week, they're doing bullpen games. Because if you now have the Ohtani who's only pitching one game for you, and then you have to have somebody like Casperas come in there and throw 5 for you, they're doing this. And if you're the Padres, you're bringing your entire team, and you're getting pushed back. You're the Giants, you're bringing your entire team, and you're getting pushed back. You're like, that's got to be frustrating and demoralizing for some of these teams. You can compete with them, but you can't outbeat them, right? You can't beat them in a full series. You might win a game from a series, but you're not going to win the entire series. And that's where the Dodgers, my goodness, George, when I went to watch the Padre game last week, you could see how they're exuding this confidence of, we're doing this without our best. We're doing it 75%, and you're going full throttle. You, the Padres, are getting so worked up to play this series, and just like Ohtani when he got hit, wave them back, guys. Don't worry about it. Like, not even on our level. Don't even waste your time with this. Not to say that the Dodgers can't fall back. They can. They can go through a bad rut, but they're doing this without their best, and that's the impressive part. And they're still one of the best records in all of baseball. Like, damn, how are you doing this? You have guys who will never see the field again in the major leagues, right? Guys that get picked up, dropped, picked up, used, dropped, like a Lou Trevino kind of guy. Where's he coming from? And then he's there. The reclamation projects over and over and over, the Dodgers always find that kind of guy. So it doesn't seem like it's a West that's up for grabs. It's the Dodgers, and what are you going to do if you're the Giants or the Padres?
Yeah, look, it's funny because you mentioned the wild card race, right? And obviously the Dodgers are not in that situation right now because they're leading the division fairly comfortably at the moment, although there were some tense moments a little earlier in the month of June. The Mets right now are the number one wild card team. The Giants are the second wild card team, and the Brewers are the third wild card team right now, okay? Mm-hmm. But then right there you have the Cardinals at a half game back and the Padres at a half game back, Reds, Diamondbacks at 2.5 and 3.5 respectively. That's pretty much it because those are the teams above 500 at the moment in the National League. But to your point earlier, I mean, this wild card race can come down to potentially all three of those NL West teams are going to have a legit shot of being in the postseason.
Yeah, and the Padres today, they lose to the Nationals, right? They lose at home. I think their pitcher for Washington, he might have had like 10 strikeouts. I think he was cutting them up today. And if you're the Padres, wait a minute. You're losing to the guys that you traded Juan Soto for, right? Like, that's like, we're losing to the guys we gave up. Like, that's got to be demoralizing for the Padre fans right there because the youngsters that you gave up on to get a guy like Soto who's not on your team anymore, they're coming back to bite you. So that's going to be a real good race to watch is the wild card, especially if you're a baseball fan. You don't have to be Padre or Giants fan at all, but just a baseball fan in general. That's going to be a good race because I think it's going to stay tight.
I think if you're a Dodger fan, you should be keeping an eye on the wild card situation.
But you're not really worried about them.
No. But again, because what happens is in these short series, if you find yourself, if you're the Dodgers and you find yourself in a situation where, you're the team to beat, right? Like you're going to have a bye, then that's different. And currently they are in that situation. Okay. But, the Phillies are right there. They're only a game and a half back. Hell, the Cubs are only 2.5 back of the Dodgers. You know what I'm saying? So, and the Mets are at 3. So those teams are within striking distance of having that top spot in the National League. So I do think that while I think that the Dodgers are the team to beat in the National League and probably, and I would have to guess the team to beat in general. I just think that in a short series, that's the weirdness of baseball, man. All it takes is a weird bounce, a weird hop, one bad pitch. It changes an entire series. So I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because I still think that there's a race to be had here in the National League. But I do think you have to keep an eye on this stuff because to me, the National League is actually the better league at the moment.
Right now, the Dodgers have the second best record in all of baseball behind the Tigers, right?
The Tigers are listen, by the way, can I tell you that, like 7 or 8 year old George Sedano is loving the Tigers being in the mix again, like in a way that they haven't been in like a decade. Like when Miguel Cabrera was at the peak of his powers, they were obviously a playoff team. But like you have to go way back. Before that,
Parrish, like
when
Lou,
I was
Lou Whitaker
in the 80s, right? Yeah. Darryl Evans,
Trammell,
right? Alan Trammell. There you go. Now you're speaking my language.
Chet Lemon, what's up?
Yeah, Chet Lemon. Yeah, exactly.
Sparky Anderson, Dorsey High, local guy. Right. Wait, why were you a Tigers fan?
No, I wasn't a Tigers fan.
Kid.
He was a Miggy Cabrera fan.
No. In the 80s, they were always like in that mix. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get you.
Yeah, remember in the 80s we only had 2 divisions. You know what I'm saying? So like it was East and West, and the Tigers were in the East with the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Blue Jays and those teams, and the Orioles, right? Like so those were where I grew up. There was no baseball team until I was into high school.
Yeah.
So in the 80s, it was kind of like similar to a generation of football fans here in LA where. You got to watch a lot of different teams. Like when I was growing up, one of the independent channels, like their KCAL or KTLA, had the Yankees games, and the other one had. Then you had WGN, so you could watch the Cubs. You had remember the Braves games back then were on TBS.
Yeah, because everybody would watch the Braves because of TBS.
Because of TBS, right? And then the Mets games were also on one of the like the KCAL independent stations. Yeah, so we had 4 different teams we could watch.
So you were
when
like
I was
your
growing
own
up.
Sunday ticket for baseball when you were growing
Pretty
up.
much, yeah. So when I was growing up as a kid, where I grew up, it was that like you had these 4 teams you could watch, which means you really got to see every team a bunch.
Yeah.
Because you had the 3 National League teams and 1 American League team. So yeah. So I loved those days. Like,
I always liked here when the Angels would get shown, like they were on Channel 5 here, and it was like Ken
on
Brett,
KTLA, right?
Yeah, Ken Brett was the broadcaster. And I forget, I think Joe Torre might have been his partner, right? And they would go to Detroit. That's before Comerica. They had the old Detroit Stadium. The old Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, that was a beautiful stadium, by the way, too. Like the way it looked, it had that old time feel to it, right? Because remember, it had the columns as well, right? Like, so like it was pretty badass. Yeah. Like that old stadium. I kind of wish they still had a similar setup. I guess though you probably couldn't see all that well.
No, it was like
columns in the way, but like yeah.
Yeah, I always liked the Tiger uniforms because they were always crisp on TV.
Yeah.
Like in the 80s. So there's some uniforms that never really stood up, but that white uniform with the old English D right there. And
Kirk Gibson, by the way, was on that Tigers team that won in '84.
Yeah, so I remember, Lou Whitaker, sweet Lou, man, that was a good tandem up.
Those were good teams. Yeah.
How do we get to Tiger talk, Dave? Let's go.
I don't. Because you said they were in first place in the. They're the best team in the American League.
Yeah,
right?
they're good. They're good.
They are good again.
It's good.
So it is cool. Jack Morris.
Jack Morris. That's the guy I was thinking of. Hey, did you watch Magnum PI?
Of course. Right? He always had a Detroit Tigers hat.
He always had a Tigers hat. I always, dumb me as a little kid, I thought that he actually played for the Tigers. I mean, I'm like 6 years old, right? I'm like, oh, he plays for the Tigers. He just lives in Hawaii.
Mr. Baseball.
Yeah, then he became Mr.
Well, right.
Baseball.
He was also in the movie. That's right, Funchy. He was in Mr. Baseball.
Yeah.
Tom Selleck, great actor.
Right there. You don't know about no Magnum
Funchy knows about it. DeAndre don't know nothing about no Tom Selleck.
I do not.
You should. Yeah, Magnum PI might not be bad because
you know what, Magnum PI, although it's super 80s, like the show, is still kind of like every once in a while if it pops up on like a TV, it's not bad TV. Yeah,
it was good.
I've seen it, but I obviously didn't take the time to actually watch it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad because he's wearing the little short shorts, the OP shorts with the Hawaiian shirt and then a Tigers cap, and he's driving. Was it Ferrari?
If you still go on a Universal store, the Universal Studio store, they still show the car.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's one of those late nights. You're like, I'll watch this right now, Funch. Let's go. And then what was his boy that had the helicopter? TC? Was that his name?
That's right. TC, the helicopter pilot. Yeah, that's right.
I gotta watch that.
That was a good show.
Always
actually,
up to
back in
something,
the day.
man.
I was super little when that show was on, but it was very good. All right, coming up next, Beto. Let's get back to the draft a little bit. LeBron had something interesting to say about Cooper Flagg that I want to get into. But first, Linz, why don't you tell us about the chance folks have to win some big tickets here for a big boxing event?
We'll do that. Tune in tomorrow for your chance to win tickets to the Jake Paul Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight. Listen for the cue to call all day tomorrow during 7:10 Ticket Thursday for a chance to win a pair of tickets to that fight at the Honda Center this Saturday, June 28th. Stay tuned tomorrow for your chance to win or visit Ticketmaster.com.
And it is NBA Draft Day, round number 1 tonight at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. You'll hear all the coverage courtesy of ESPN Radio right here on 710 ESPN, 710 a.m. on your radio starting at 5 p.m. and on the ESPN Radio tile on the all-new ESPN LA app. NBA Draft Day number 1. And don't forget day 2 tomorrow when the Lakers are on the board. All the coverage right here on your home of the Los Angeles Lakers and the NBA, 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Hey, DeMarco Farr here. Join the club at Pechanga Resort Casino. New club members who sign up receive a $25 resort credit as well as a chance to win $100 in bonus credit. Enjoy perks like earning club dollars with every bet, invitations to exclusive promotions and events, and much, much more. Visit the club at Pechanga to sign up and start receiving benefits right away. Your perfect entertainment resort and casino combination is available at Pechanga. Voted the best Southern California casino.
Hey guys, you feel it? The days are getting longer, the sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is here. And you know here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams, One thing really ties it all together. Enjoying an icy cold Coors Light with great friends. Pick up icy cold Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CHooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly and cheers with icy cold Coors Light.
Accident. Call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
4th of July savings start now at Carden Alleyway Hyundai. Lease a brand new Hyundai Elantra SCL Sport. Or schedule your test drive now at CardenAlleyWayHyundai.com.
SU94 4151, $34.99 due at signing plus tax. License $85 doc fee and registration. No security deposit. 10,000 miles per year. Offer expires 7/7/2025.
Hey Rams fans, it's your quarterback Matthew Stafford here. Join me for Walk United LA at the Rose Bowl Stadium on July 20th. Participants can walk or run to support fire recovery efforts and our most vulnerable LA communities. Learn more at walkunitedla.org. See you there.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Take it away, Linz.
Well, what you need to know is that since I didn't get to this yesterday, I'll tell you guys about it today. The host of the ESPYs has been announced, and it will be comedian, actor, and writer Shane Gillis. He's going to be the guy who takes the stage to host the ESPYs, and it's the first non-athlete since 2021.
Yeah, I'm only vaguely familiar with Shane Gillis. I don't know a ton of his work.
I don't
feel
think
like
he's funny.
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't think he's funny.
He's the guy who got canceled from SNL for when he was supposed to host. And
Before he even before he even made it onto the show.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know much about him, so I mean,
He has
I can't
that show
really.
Tires, right, or something like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I'll be quiet.
Well, I just want to let you guys know because I'm sure George is going to go. You're going to go, right, George?
No.
No?
No. Probably not.
I want to go to ESPYs. I've never been.
They're cool. To go for the first time, it'd be cool for you. It's good to see the red carpet stuff. Cooper Flagg was on the red carpet last year.
He was?
Yeah, Parker Bell got an interview with him.
That's right, Parker Bell. We actually posted that on, I saw it on Twitter. I don't know if it's on any other platform. But
yeah, you should go, DeAndre. If you can get on the red carpet, go for it. It's a good experience for somebody your age.
For somebody your age.
I didn't say it like that.
Because youngsters that are new to the business, kind of, you get to be around that. And then you're like, damn, this is cool. And then when you get to our age, you're like, man, it's hot out here.
Youngsters.
I don't want to wear a jacket.
You gotta wear a
suit.
Yeah, suit.
I don't mind coming sit in blue, though.
No, I said, at your age, I was all about it. Now?
I come and fly.
Oh,
you'd be fly for sure.
You'd be all right. You should go, DeAndre.
Yeah.
You really should.
You and Funchy should do Funch on the street that
That's
day.
what I'm saying. I told Carlos, like, we need to do Funch on the street there.
Funch on the carpet. Let's go.
I know
Yeah.
Clinton
Funch
is
on the
going to be
carpet.
there.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Oh, the
Red
ESPYs. You
carpet.
should go to the ESPYs.
Okay.
Red carpet.
It's right across the street, isn't it?
Right.
Or no, they don't do it across
I think
the street
they do it
anymore.
on like Hollywood now.
Oh,
They
it's
do it
back
in
to the
Hollywood
Hollywood?
now. Yeah, it used to be across the street at the Peacock.
The first time I went, back when they had it in Hollywood, there was a reporter who told me, "You're blocking my way."
Who was it?
She's no longer in sports. But everybody's given a spot to stand, and it says, like, right here, ESPN 710, and it had her spot, and I was standing there, and I'm taller than her. You're blocking my way. I can't get interviews. I'm like, wait, they're coming to you first. Like, I'm not blocking anyway. You need to move. I'm like, oh,
Damn.
okay. Like, yeah. Whew. Yeah. Did I move? Damn right I did. I was scared.
I got to know who this is.
I'll tell you in the
Hurry
break.
up and
By the way, Royce Toney, who is, of course, a great documentarian and producer of films.
Yeah.
He produced the Run, Ricky Run, 30 for 30. Says Tom Selleck was a very good baseball player and actually in the Sherman Oaks Little League Hall of Fame.
No way.
He actually appeared in SI Faces in the Crowd as a 12-year-old just under Jackie Robinson, who was featured in the same layout as a JUCO player out of Pasadena.
Wait, he got faces in the crowd?
Mm-hmm.
That's huge right there.
I
Back
had
when
no
SI
idea that
was
was the
something?
case.
Oh, my goodness. Damn.
He
Tom Selleck.
actually just sent me, he just sent me, if you look on his tweet, in the Sedano Kap Circle of Trust. Right under it, he posted the faces in the crowd from the SI Vault.
That was something that...
that is cool. I had no idea that was the case.
Whenever SI would come to the house on Wednesdays, always look, who's the next big thing? Faces in the crowd.
Yeah.
Man, that was cool. Throwback.
Lindsay, I want to hear from LeBron. LeBron had some thoughts on Cooper Flagg, which I generally agree with, but I feel like anything like LeBron says now is like super controversial, and I just don't understand why that's the case. So he was asked about Cooper Flagg and like, does he believe that he could be successful? Something to that effect in the Mind the Game podcast with him and Steve Nash. And so here was what LeBron said.
I personally think that he wants to be great. He had a hell of a year at Duke. A guy that can do so many different things on the floor, can play with the ball, can play without the ball. His jump shot is going to continue to get better, super athletic, quick second jump. And also, he has the benefit, unlike myself, he gets to join a team that's established.
Right.
With Hall of Fame guys, Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, right off the bat. Hall of Fame coach Jason Kidd. These guys are like, they can give him the whole blueprint while he continues to learn what his blueprint will be. And I think that's going to be an incredible thing for him to have that type of presence, that type of leadership, that type of just basketball IQ and knowledge around him every single day from those pieces. So I think he's going to be amazing.
So this all of a sudden became like some sort of thing because he made the comment like he's going to have this thing that I didn't have, which was like an established group of veterans and teams and whatever.
He's right.
He's 1,000% right. Like that 2003 Cavs roster was horrendous. What are we talking about
They
here?
went to the playoffs, though, right?
No, they did not. He missed the playoffs his first two seasons.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
So which year was his rookie year, Linz?
03, 04.
2003, yeah.
03, 04?
Yeah.
And they were like dog
Dude,
crap.
his second best player was Ricky Davis.
It wasn't
That
like
was
now
Paul-
where
was
like
that
they have
Paul
the lottery
Silas?
thing.
Yes.
Paul Silas,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So they had
There's a reason
LeBron,
that they had
had
him.
Ricky Davis, they had Jeff McGinnis, who was like their third best player.
I got to Google this team.
They had Carlos Boozer as a rookie.
Boozer.
And then Zadrunas Ilgauskas.
Did they have Darius Miles?
Darius Miles.
Darius Miles, right.
I think the next year they had Robert Taylor.
Tractor Trailer?
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah, I remember the famous comment
Ilgauskas.
of Ricky Davis saying, if LeBron can just be Caron Butler, we'll be fine. And it was like...
Yeah.
And by the way, no shade at Caron Butler. Caron Butler had a good career. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not me trying to be, like, shade, but, like, LeBron was coming into this trying to be more than Caron Butler. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And back then the lottery wasn't like the way it is now. They changed the weighted.
right. Well,
Yeah.
the Cavs definitely had a much higher
they
chance than
tanked for
anyone
him,
by
yeah.
a long shot.
It
right.
was the Cavs, and that was
And
it.
like the
That-
Mavs are actually pretty good. They barely missed the playoffs.
Well, we haven't had the worst team in like the team with the worst record win the lottery in like 5 or 6
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, they've changed it to where if you tank,
Where you have everybody's got a decent shot. Like, I mean, it's still weighted, but everybody's chances are much tighter.
All right, so I remember now he didn't make the playoffs the first couple of seasons. So why is he getting roasted for saying that he didn't have the resources?
Right. I don't know. Just because I
Bunch of
feel like it's
haters.
just like we're in this weird space where everything he says is controversial.
Well, a lot of the stuff that he's saying, he's kind of moving the goalposts on a lot of things. But like the first 2 years, yeah, they were bad. It was LeBron. All right, I pulled up the roster. This is Jason Capono was a rookie. Jelani McCoy was on that team. Chris Mim. Jeff McInnes. These are guys that were played sometime that year. Ira Newble, Laker legend.
I
Ira
remember
Newble.
Cornholes.
Kevin Ollie.
Tony Battie,
Tony
Chris Mims, speaking of Laker legend.
Eric Williams.
Kevin Ollie, yeah.
J.R. Bremer. Kendrick
DeJuan
Brown.
Wagner, yeah.
Juan Wagner?
Juan Wagner was supposed to be.
I know.
He was supposed to be a baller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember this name? Diop decided.
His son is pretty good.
Sangana.
Yes, I remember Diop.
Sagana
Diop.
Diop.
Yeah.
Diop.
Sagana Diop. Yeah.
Diop, there you go.
Yeah.
Out of Senegal, right?
Yeah.
Woo! Jeff
There's some
McInnes.
players. There's some players.
Oh, they were
No,
playing-
man, come on. What are you talking about?
Those are
Like,
bodies.
what are we talking
Those
about?
are
here?
bodies.
College players right there.
They were Paul Silas. That's right.
Yeah.
And the Mavs will probably make the good chance of making the playoffs this year.
They should.
Oh, the Mavs should absolutely make
Yeah.
the playoffs this year. Like, as long as they find themselves a point guard that can, like, hold it down until Kyrie's back in like late January, early February,
they're going to be really good.
They're fine. Like they just need like a Malcolm Brogdon or like a Chris Paul even or someone like that just to get them through the first few months of the season.
Malcolm Brogdon. I like him. I like him.
Do you think they'd get Chris Paul?
I could see Chris Paul, considering that. He's got a good relationship with Jay Kidd. Like him and Kyrie are cool. Like him and AD are good. Like
I could see that. He doesn't need to do much in that Maverick system either.
No. Right.
He just need to get him in their offense. Get the
Just be himself.
Things,
Just be himself. Is Kyrie done for the year?
No, I just said January, February.
Is that January? Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
He had his surgery like right away.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when people say they're going to return, you just don't know.
He's been posting his progress, and he's like, lately it used to take like a guy would be out like 18 months.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, now it's like
Especially
6 to 9 months, depending on the guy. Yeah, and the severity of it. But yeah, I talked to somebody today that checked in on Kyrie's situation, and they said he's doing all right. So.
Good,
so we'll see. But yeah, I just don't see what's controversial about what LeBron said. Cooper Flagg is going into an awesome situation. Like anybody, why did people get so mad when that? See, because this is the thing, you can't have it both ways. NBA Twitter, you can't be super mad that the Mavs got the first pick and go, oh my God, it's rigged, and then think that what LeBron said was right, and then think what LeBron said was controversial. Like, you can't have it both ways.
Well, you got to remember, George, they traded Luka because they were going to get the number 1 pick. Like, it's not rigged. That's just the deal they worked out behind the door, right?
Right.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, it's just so silly. Like, it's just weird. Yeah, the kid's in a great spot. Like, good for him.
Good for him. I mean, he goes from 3,000, and then you know who's going to benefit the most?
Who?
New Balance.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He signed because New Balance is from Maine, right? So he signed with them.
Yeah.
It'd be perfect. And then, I like going down the conspiracy Twitter rabbit hole sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, well, maybe he should have gone to Boston.
Did that come to your head because the commercial's on right now on ESPN or no? Or
No.
did you just like randomly think of that?
No, because I read an article about that a couple of weeks ago about how much money New Balance gave him.
Right.
And normally a guy who's going to be the number 1 pick is a Nike guy, or you're getting that kind of like nobody goes on New Balance basketball. But New Balance has been making.
Well, Kawhi's there now. Tyrese Maxey, Cameron Brink. They've actually done a nice job with who they've signed.
Yeah,
recently.
but Kawhi got it after he was Kawhi, right? He wasn't right away.
Kawhi.
Oh,
no, agreed. Yeah, for
so
sure.
They've been making a big push because New Balance has made a huge dent in baseball. Like I remember.
Shohei's on it.
Well, before a decade
right,
ago,
Shohei's one of their guys. Right.
A decade ago, they couldn't get because I did the aerial code games maybe 12 years ago, right? And they couldn't get baseball players to really wear New Balance because they were still testing the way they were making adjustments to the spikes. Andre Ethier became one of them. And I did these area code games down in Long Beach for ESPN Plus.
Right.
And they're like, hey, we're going to send you a New Balance rep. It's going to be Jamie Carroll, who was playing for the Dodgers at the time. I'm like, that's who their best guy is for the Dodgers right now, Jamie Carroll. Now look who they got, Shohei. So they got Shohei, they're building everything around him. Cooper, they're building everything around him. And it's great for him because he's the New England kid. He's got the shoe, everything for him. It's just, everything's going for him. He's going to a big market, a good team. He's not going to struggle that much right away. So why is everybody complaining? Why am I asking?
But Kyrie just signed a 3-year deal too, and by the way, a super team friendly deal at $119 million over 3 years. So like, good for the Mavs that they got that for Kyrie. But
the Kyrie evolution from where he was in COVID to now.
Oh yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up because I do want to bring. Let's do that on the other side, and I also want to get into. There's some NFL stuff I want to get into.
Football!
Lindsay, yes, exactly. Lindsay actually found this interesting list about like the NFL executives and scouts pick for their favorite 2025 offseason moves. And there's a Rams situation in there that we can get to as well. But first, Linz, why don't you tell them about the big pro wrestling giveaway we've got here?
Yes, let's give away a pair of VIP tickets to the biggest pro wrestling convention this Saturday, June 28th at Hilton LAX. Be caller 7 right now at 877-710-ESPN and win 2 tickets with VIP access to LAX Fan Fest plus 1 autograph by Ahmad Johnson. Listen all week to Sedano and Kap for your chance to win or visit fanfestlax.com for tickets.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco.
Live from LA Live. Back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Dodgers owners bought the Los Angeles Lakers while you were gone.
Yeah.
That was a fairly large story along the way.
And I thought this could not be a bad thing if you make the Lakers into the NBA version of the Dodgers. That can't be a bad thing,
It's
right?
not.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
On 710 ESPN.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Have you checked out the new Park West Bicycle Casino? Only 9 miles from downtown LA, right off the 710. The bike has been reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and 200 table games. On July 1st and July 15th, buy in for $100 and get $100 in Lucky Chips plus $50 in free play chips. ESPN listeners get $30 in match play when they walk in and say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino. Real cards, real prizes, real close.
Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. GAR-001291, 001289, 001292. PSI license number 1358.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
And it is Sedano and Kap here Wednesday afternoon. Don't forget the NBA draft is coming up at 5 p.m. You'll hear it on 710 a.m. and on the all-new ESPN LA app. The ESPN radio tile, Sedano and Kap will continue on YouTube only at ESPN Los Angeles on YouTube and on the Listen Live tile on the all-new ESPN LA app. On this day back in 1977, the #1 hit Marvin Gaye, Got to Give It Up. Sedano and Kap continues with Beto your Wednesday afternoon right now.
Good summer jam right here.
There we go.
This is cookout music right here, baby.
Oh.
Right here. There you go.
Yeah. You with the leather sandals? Did your dad wear the leather sandals yet?
Oh, he does not.
Nah, he's not that old.
I don't wear no leather sandals.
With the checker shorts?
Yeah. My pop's in J's, man.
Yeah. He'll get there. He'll get there. George, in the YouTube chat, they're going crazy right now with old Laker names.
Oh, yeah?
They're doing some good ones right there. J.R. Reed, Isaiah Ryder.
J.R. Reed. So it's funny. J.R. Reed was supposed to be like an all-time baller. Like when he went to North Carolina, like everyone thought he was going to be a beast.
Yeah.
And you know what? The problem with him was he was never like a good enough like post player. You know what I mean? Offensively. He was still really good defensively, but he just never really had like a diverse enough offensive game to like be as good as, you know, the guys he was competing against with. Remember, like the likes of like of a time when there were so many great centers in the NBA and even power forwards who were big and strong and had a lot of different moves like Karl Malone and whatnot.
Yeah, he was. I remember because they would show those North Carolina games like on Channel 2 at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
and those beautiful baby blue uniforms.
They are nice uniforms. They are sweet.
And he had that the high top. I mean, the flat top. The fade.
Yeah, he had the high top fade. Yeah.
Like from Kid and Play.
Eventually had the dreads.
Oh, did he?
Had dreads.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
well, he had both, but he had high top fade in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he play with the Hornets too? Right.
He did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, some names. Good throwbacks in the YouTube chat. Good job, you guys.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. You mentioned Kyrie and how Kyrie has kind of like come, I don't know, full circle was the phrase you used, but I'll let you go and take it where you wanted to take it with Kyrie, because I do think that's an interesting discussion.
No, because remember when Kyrie was in Brooklyn, of course, during COVID, there were just so many different things going on, and he got fined and he didn't play because he wouldn't get vaccinated or anything else. But then he was so toxic that nobody wanted anything with it. I remember listening to Crosstalk, and it was, hey, Kyrie's available, and everyone, no, you don't want him.
No, not me.
No,
I was in.
No, the other guys, right?
Everybody was.
Can you
Everybody
imagine
else.
how good the Lakers
me and
would've
Lindsay
been?
were the only people on that
Yes.
island. Yeah.
Right? And it was always, well, but do you want the baggage that comes with him? Do you want the Then he goes to Dallas, and now he's like the perfect teammate. He's the veteran.
Oh my God, he's the leader of that team.
Right?
He credits a lot of it to Luka. He said that. I remember when they were in the finals, not this past year, the year before.
Right.
He said Luka taught me so much about being a man and being a father and being a great teammate.
The 24-year-old Luka at that time?
Yeah, that's what Kyrie said. He said he was gonna, that was one of the he was hyping him up that whole finals during the media availability. I remember
They have
that.
a very, very close connection. Those two.
Yeah. And it was like, okay, Kyrie was a flat earther, right? He was everything conspiracy-wise. He was all about it.
Right.
And then it's, hey, he's signing a team-friendly deal for the extension, right? He's doing everything that's possible to help a team out. So was it always in him, or is it just a situation?
No, I think he's grown up, right? Like, I don't think there's any question about that. Like, I think that, honestly, I think what he went through in Brooklyn really taught him something. You know what I mean?
And Boston, too.
Right, and Boston. But those years, right? Like, at the end of his Cavs tenure through Brooklyn, I think really showed him something, right? Like, that he was like, whoa, yeah, like, I need to kind of recalibrate, right? Like, where I'm at in my life. And look, he said some things that were wild, okay, that I don't think anyone would agree with or condone for the most part. So it was there was certainly a consensus on him being a little on the deep end for sure, at the very least. And that's being kind at the time. And I think what I think attracted Dallas was they needed a co-star for Luka. And Mark Cuban was willing at that time to be like the one guy to say, you know what? I believe in this guy. I think he can still, get his he can mature, but his game is unlike very few that we've ever seen. And Mark took a chance on it. Dude, I did the first walk-off in a Dallas uniform. He was playing the Clippers. I was there for that game. And you could tell right away that he was a lot more comfortable, even though the team was not very good that first year because it felt like they were trading places and like taking turns. But you could tell right away he had a level of comfort he hadn't had in a very long time. And I think Mark Cuban deserves a lot of credit for that, at least initially. And then to Lindsay's point, I think Doncic and Jay Kidd for sure as well, too. Because remember, Kyrie grew up a Jersey kid, grew up loving Jay Kidd. Like, that was his guy.
There's so many things. This is, again, I've never been around Kyrie in more than just a media scrum, so you don't really know players. I remember when he played at Duke, and that they had like the Sweet 16 in Anaheim, and he was there, but he was hurt, and we knew he was going to be a lottery pick anyways. But there's so many players that when you actually get to know who they are, you're like, oh, that's not who he is. And it's not, I don't want to say it's just the media because we do a bad job of portraying some players, but it's also a lot of the players on their own are sabotaging what they're behaving, how they're acting.
No, listen, I think he'd be the first to tell you he made a lot of decisions that were not ideal. Yeah. I don't think there's any question. And he's grown up a lot. Like, I covered that finals. I talked to him a ton during that time. And I think that he's become a different person for a number of different reasons, right? And a lot of different people have had an influence on that,
So, I don't know how I got into that.
He just signed an extension. We were talking about Cooper Flagg, right? And it's the draft day, so that's how we got into it. But
when I saw the extension signing and how friendly it was, I'm like, wait a minute.
I mean, it's less than $40 million a year.
Which is a bargain for him at the rate the NBA is paying certain players.
Right, and as good as he is.
Yeah, why do you think he took that much? Because he did them a solid. I feel like he could have gotten more.
Well, he's got a long-standing relationship, as I mentioned, with Jay Kidd. He's got a long-standing relationship with Nico. And I feel like he probably looks at it as twofold. Number one, he's coming off a pretty devastating injury in his 30s. So they were... if you opt out, you really don't know what that situation is going to look like on the other side. And if you're happy, how much money do you really need? I'm guessing the way he looked at it. And the fact that they took a chance on him when he was, to Beto's point, pretty radioactive, I think probably plays a role in it too.
There was something that he did last year because he found out his lineage and how he's a percentage Native American. So they had like a Native American night with the Mavs. And he stayed for like an hour and a half, and the entire tribe that was there.
He talked to every single fan that wanted to talk to him. Yeah.
I'm looking at that. I'm like, there's no way that the dude who was so toxic that nobody wants would have been doing this. Again, it has to do with the maturity. We all grow up and we figure out things and how we're going to handle certain situations. But even his Anta shoe, he has a special shoe that's in honor of his
the moccasins.
Heritage. Yeah,
I want those.
Yeah, it's just that's why when I saw that yesterday, I'm like, this guy's grown up. Like, this guy gets it now. But it's also part of this, George, was he ever close to being out of the league?
I don't know about close, but I do think he was trending in that direction had things continued to spiral.
Like we see him in China, right?
I don't know if he was going to be Stephon Marbury, but there was some chatter about it, at least on the periphery.
And that's where your talent outweighs some things. They'll put up with stuff if you're talented enough.
Yeah. Real quick, speaking of talent, so a lot of talented players moved around in the NFL. Lindsay kind of put this thing together after reading a cool story about NFL executives and scouts kind of picking their favorite 2025 offseason moves. So here are the moves. We're going to grade them, A, B, C, D, or F, right? We'll give them a letter grade.
Football.
So there's here are the different ones. I'll just roll through them real quick. Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers. Rams sign Devontae Adams. George Pickens to the Cowboys. Seattle flips Geno Smith for Sam Darnold. Jalen Milroe and Cash. And Vegas gets its QB of the future. And then the Jets bring in the tandem of Aaron Glenn as their new head coach and Justin Fields at quarterback. So those are the 5 that were posted as the biggest offseason moves. So let's start with Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers. It's funny because Cappy and I had a long conversation about this yesterday. And look, I think it's going to be fine. Like, I think they're going to be better than they were last year as long as Aaron is healthy because he's better than the quarterbacks they had last year. I just don't think that they're going to be an elite team because we were discussing who had more pressure on them, KD or Aaron. And to me, it wasn't even a question. It was KD because the Rockets are like the second favorite to win the West.
Yeah, Vegas likes them.
Right. But Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers, I actually think for the Steelers, I'm going to give that a solid B. Like, I think that actually is a really good move for them.
This was fascinating yesterday when he was like, I want to disappear from the media. I don't want to do interviews, as he's doing an interview that he set up on his own. So like it wasn't like a team issued where, you have to talk to Sedano and Cap. No. This is what you're doing. I like it because what else is out there? Right?
They had no other choice. They were either going to go that or Mason Rudolph again at quarterback.
Like I said, what else was out there? You're going to go with it. If Aaron Rodgers can just be the guy in the middle, do just enough, he's never going to do anything really crazy stupid. And the Jets team last year wasn't good. So you have somebody that you can play with. I like it. A little B- for me.
Next is the Rams and Devontae Adams in free agency. To me, that's an A because, look, he's better than Cooper Kupp at this stage of his career. He's bigger. He stretches the field. Like, I thought that was a home run for the Rams.
Yeah, what's the problem? Devontae Adams is a diva receiver. Please give me a diva receiver with a future Hall of Fame quarterback. What is the issue? Cooper Kupp was trending downwards. Cooper Kupp was continuing to get hurt. You put Devontae with Puka Nacua. Let's go.
Yeah. George Pickens to the Cowboys. I'm going to go like C+ there. Like, I think George Pickens is a very talented player, but you mentioned diva receiver. Like, you have to deal with a lot for a guy whose production kind of comes in and out. I also think with CeeDee Lamb already there, like, I wonder how that's going to work because CeeDee is going to get the majority of the passes. So I'm going C+ right out of the gate. And look, obviously this could change, but, I don't think it's a bad move, but I didn't think it was like this great move.
So who's their quarterback? Who's their offensive?
Still Dak.
Yeah, who's their offensive line? Like, and you have CD who's going to be CD. I don't see it working. It's a typical Cowboy move where you get the name and you're not going to get the results.
Seattle flipping Geno for Sam Darnold, Jalen Milroe and Cash, and of course the Raiders getting Geno. I think that for Seattle, I like the move. I think that I'm going to give it like a B-. I think Sam has showed last year that if you give him competent coaching and competent skill players, that he can succeed in this league and he can maybe live up to his draft status. So I like that there, and I also like the fact that they got. Actually, I'll give it a B because I think the Milroe addition as well helps them kind of have their QB of the future, and they can develop him slowly beyond Darnold in that situation, or maybe even deal him if they need to.
I'm not sold on
And
it.
then with the Raiders, with Geno, look, I'm fine with like a B minus, like on that too. Like they desperately needed somebody competent at that position.
For the Raiders, I like that. Geno there, somebody solid with Pete Carroll. I like that B. For the Sam Darnold, I don't like it, man. He's a backup quarterback in the NFL who had a really good year, made some money off of it, but he has shown what he is over the years. So was it really Sam Darnold, or was he a product of what Minnesota had for him? So I'm not sold on what Seattle's doing.
And then lastly, the Jets. I like the Aaron Glenn signing as the head coach. Justin Fields, I'm just not a big Justin Fields guy. Like, I think there's some talent there, but I think he's more of a backup. So I'm going to go like C- on that one.
Same right there. The thing I liked about Glenn is telling Aaron Rodgers, nah, bro, we're good.
We're good.
We're good. That was the best move. Like, the Jets forever have always been the team that, hey, there's potential there, but there's always something. That goes back to the ownership in the front office and so many rotating chairs around there.
Yeah. All right. So coming up next, we'll get into Radio Tinder. But first, I got to tell you, again, we're only on until 5 today on 710 because we're going to turn it over to the NBA draft. But you can use this as your second screen option on YouTube from 5 to 6. So make sure you do that and come hang out with us there. But first, I was on my way to the station and spotted another one of our boy Jacob and Ronnie's billboards, and it said, enjoy the now. Pretty simple, powerful, and obviously very real. So when you're in pain from an accident and stuck dealing with insurance, red tape, and enjoying the moment feels impossible, all you got to do is look at Jacob's messages, man. They remind us he's here to help and get you back to living. So if you get into any kind of accident, you call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. He and his team, they're going to take over the stress so you can breathe again. From start to finish, car repairs, rental help, doctor's referrals, case management, Jacob does it all. And again, that's why you got to call him at 844-24-JACOB and tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. And the best part, you don't pay Jacob unless he wins. It's that simple. You don't pay Jacob unless Jacob wins. So if an accident flipped your world upside down, call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB and focus on getting your life back. Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Or visit him online at calljacob.com, a proud partner of the Rams, Lakers, and LAFC. And be sure to follow Call Jacob on Instagram and Facebook. Live the now. And if you're hurt, let Jacob take care of the rest.
And it is NBA Draft Day, round number 1 tonight at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. You'll hear all the coverage courtesy of ESPN Radio right here on 710 ESPN, 710 a.m. on your radio starting at 5 p.m. and on the ESPN Radio tile on the all-new ESPN LA app. NBA Draft Day number 1. Don't forget day 2 tomorrow when the Lakers are on the board. All the coverage right here on your home of the Los Angeles Lakers and the NBA, 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Hey, everybody, it's Cap, and I want to talk to you about what I always tell you is my absolute favorite app on my phone, and that is Prize Picks. I want you to download the Prize Picks app, use my code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, make your first $5 play, get $50 instantly. The code is CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Now, look. Basketball season may be over, and I know it's going to be a crazy offseason, but wait a second. There's so much action happening on Prize Picks because baseball is now taking center stage. So if it's strikeouts or RBIs or first inning runs, you make your call. It's more or less, and you have a chance to win up to 2,000 times your cash today. And Prize Picks invented something that I always like to play, the flex play, which means you can still make money. You can cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. So again, download the Prize Picks app, use my code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, make a $5 play, get $50 instantaneously. Prize Picks, run your game.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as
And it is Sedano and Kap here Wednesday afternoon. Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme. How about like a movie soundtrack theme? Because on this day back in 1993, Sleepless in Seattle debuted in theaters with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. And of course, on that soundtrack, it was actually advertised on the soundtrack, like they put it on there. This included When I Fall in Love with Celine Dion and Clive Griffin. How about that? You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our new sponsor, the Crazy Hernandez brothers, who are going to be in studio tomorrow. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR, F-L-O-O-R, or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
This is a good song.
It is a good song.
DeAndre?
Forever.
Yeah, just play it, baby.
All right, so anyway. Radio Tinder time. Let's cut the cheese music there.
Yeah, please.
Chris should have like dedicated that. Like, I want to dedicate this to Stephanie. You know, you used to like call the radio station.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the old request line for sure.
Request line.
Love line on the coast. Was it Coast? Right, Funch?
Love line on the coast.
Yeah.
Funch, you'd be a good host of that show.
And then, of course, there's the national show, Delilah.
Oh, I love Delilah. I don't love her, but
Our LeBeau was the
mom
best.
did.
Yeah, but those were the Cholo jams. So
Yeah, I know. Yes. Yes, and they're usually like requests to people in jail, right?
Yeah. Hey, he's on vacation in Chino.
Exactly, right?
Folsom. That's how you learn all the federal prisons. Wasco.
And it's not their real name; it's their other name.
Like
it's their handle.
Yeah.
Lindsay's like, oh,
Okay.
please.
So anyway.
Funch is dying.
99.1.
Save us, Liz. Save us.
So, okay, so this one's like a little bit kind of not like sad, but like I guess it's like it ends up circling back. So stay with me here. So I was listening to Riz today, and they're checking in. They're checking in with Browns players to see how they're spending their summer vacations. So today they had on veteran tackle Cornelius Lucas, and he has this yearly event called Laps with Luke Swim Clinic. So he was talking about this event that he puts on every year. He's been in the league for 13 years or something crazy like that. And so the event is to teach underprivileged youth to learn how to swim. And he was talking about how a lot of underserved communities, the children in them don't ever learn how to swim because they just don't have the resources. And in fact, he actually witnessed his dad drown when he was younger because his dad never learned how to swim. So that's one of the ways that he gives back to the community is by helping all these children in the area where he lives. It's in New Orleans. But he does this swim clinic every year. So had me thinking, I went to swim classes ever since I can remember and had to do them until I got to high school. My mom made me go in the summer, like 3 days a week, and it was torture, but I know how to swim, and I'm a really good swimmer. So do you guys all know how to swim? Swipe left or swipe right?
So I'm going to swipe left, and I'm guessing Beto will be very similar here. I was taught in the very Latino way of they throw your ass in the pool, and you better figure out how to swim.
Damn right, baby.
That's what I did. Yes.
Deep end. Oh, no.
I got that.
Si no sabe, no sabe.
Right. And then, if you were going to drown, they'd save you. But you know what I'm saying? But they're going to let you figure it out, you know?
Yeah. It's like survival technique.
Right.
That's great what he's doing because there are a lot of underserved communities because a lot of those, it takes money to have the pools
No doubt.
filled out.
Right. It said they don't have pools, and then they don't have the lifeguards and stuff
That's
like that.
another thing. Yeah. So just same way as you, George, you get thrown in the deep end. I remember going to swimming lessons at Carson Park for like a week, but you just learn how to doggy paddle. And then they would have like the rec swim where it would cost like a quarter to go. And you're like, you had to take a swim test to see if you go off the diving board. I was like, no. I would tell my friends, no. I don't want to go off the diving board. I don't want to because I didn't know how to swim the right way. I know how to doggy paddle, but I don't know how to swim. As a kid, now I know how. But yeah, the kids, for my kids.
How did you learn?
Because one of my friends' aunts had like a pool, so we'd go back there and you would just pretend to swim, and then you just learning, and then just going, and then eventually you just do it. But yeah, it's I've never. The 2 times I've signed up to do triathlons, Linz, I could never get in the ocean swimming down right, and I had to bail because I never could figure out how to properly swim the right way.
DeAndre, how about you?
I don't know how to swim, no.
Do you know how to doggy paddle?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I mean, I know I do the little things as far as I
You know how not to drown.
Yeah, exactly. I stay.
You can wade. You can stay afloat.
Yeah, of course.
You're not scared to get in a pool.
I'm not scared to get in the pool, but I don't like the waters at all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't like getting in the water.
You're from the Coachella Valley, man. Everybody
exactly,
has a pool out there.
They do, but I don't like getting in the water, man. I just never enjoyed it.
You don't like the chlorine, huh?
And I just don't care to get in the water, honestly. I just like hanging by the pool.
Here, let me do my cappy. If I was as buff as you, dog, I'd be all over the pool.
Punchy, what about you?
I was born on the East Coast, and I technically didn't move to California until I was like 13. But before then, I used to come to summers out here to Chino Hills out there, Beto, and go swimming in my cousin's pool. Yeah, and and that's how I learned how to swim.
You and Lonzo and Jello out there swimming.
Oh, yeah, for real.
Curb, on the curb.
We're all neighbors. We're all neighbors, baby.
All right, Punchy's got the next one.
All right, guys, you guys know who Joseph Kosinski is?
No.
Okay,
no.
He's a director, movie director. He directed Top Gun 2. He's also directing this new F1 movie.
Yeah,
this new F1 movie, yes.
Morning,
it's like a huge budget, whatever, with Brad Pitt, whatever.
$200 million.
Yes. He was also asked about a new Top Gun coming out, new Top Gun 3.
No way.
Yes, and he said this. Yes, there is still more story to tell for Maverick. There's one last ride, so we're working on it now. If it comes out, Top Gun 3, do you want to see it?
I mean, I'll see it, but I don't think I'm going to the theater for that one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's a money grab.
Yeah, same there. I'm going to go see, was it F1?
F1, yes. That looks really good.
Because it's also going to come out on Apple TV, but I think that's the one where you have to watch it in the theater to get the full effect. Because I read something today on the Off-Ball newsletter, how there's $200 million. It took them 2 years to film this because all the scenes that they did, there were like 16 different mounted cameras in the car. It just
and the guys had to really learn how to drive an F1 car, right?
They had to go from an F4 to an F2 car to figure it out. So they actually drove it. So that one I'll pay.
By the way, you know what movie I want to see, and maybe I'll be disappointed. I'm gonna go see the Superman movie in a theater.
I want to go see that too.
That's mandatory.
Yes, definitely.
And here's the thing, like I did not see the other ones because they did not look interesting. The last several iterations of Superman, but this one actually looks good. And I'm gonna actually go watch it. You know what other movie I saw today? I was reading the Hollywood Reporter today, and the Social Network is getting a sequel.
What?
The Facebook movie.
Facebook
what?
movie?
Oh, okay.
How? Now that would be fascinating to see how that ends up, kind of like where they pick up from. You know what I'm saying? Because that movie basically ended with the mediation, right? Remember that he was going through for the fight for the company.
Yeah.
But I'm genuinely curious to see what that looks like moving forward,
Him
potentially.
becoming a billionaire, you know?
Him becoming Zuck.
Yeah. And like AI and all that kind of crazy stuff.
Right.
Buying Instagram.
They're talking about it, George, or they're going to do it?
No, I read that it's going to happen. There is a sequel coming.
Is anyone going to
And
watch?
Aaron Sorkin is writing it right now.
Is anyone going to watch the new Jurassic Park?
Yeah, I want to watch it because I saw I saw a lot of the previews during the trailers during the finals. It was on all time throughout the playoffs, and I was like, I kind of want to see it now.
Nah, I'm good. I've seen enough Jurassic Park movies.
What's the guy's name? Gutenberg? What's his name? The main actor? Goodman, right?
Who?
No, the Jurassic Park guy.
Which one?
The guy with the glasses.
What's his name?
The
Fly?
No, the main guy in Jurassic Park.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, yes, The Fly.
I don't think he's in this one.
He's not in this one.
Okay.
They rebooted it again.
Yeah, it got Scarlett Johansson
Yes.
in it. She's like the star of it.
I mean,
him, I'd watch
ScarJo.
it.
I watch it at the house, but I ain't going to the theater.
Because he's like so stylish and looking smooth for whatever age he is, man. He reminds me of Mark Cates a little bit, man. Like how sexy, smooth. I want to be that guy.
Mark Cates used to wear some glasses like him.
That's what I want to look like in my 60s, bro. I want to be like that. And everybody's like, oh, he's so stylish.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, don't forget, on 7/10, we are going to the NBA draft, but you can watch us as your second screen on YouTube immediately following the show as soon as we sign off. By the way, Radio Tinder brought to you as well by Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. Every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call them at 866-62-FLOOR or go on the web, hernandezwholesaleflooring.net. Note sale beats wholesale. So coming up next, I do want to get into the draft one more time and all these Austin Reaves rumors, because apparently Austin is, I guess, aware of them is the way I would describe it. And there is another Laker rumor about Andrew Wiggins that we touched on during Crosstalk and a little bit to start the show that we can kind of revisit as well. So we'll touch on that.
Hey, George, are you watching ESPN right now?
I am, yes.
Like the kids are about to get drafted, and how much?
Dylan Harper's there and Ace Bailey.
Smokes, they already spent some of that money. Good for them.
Good for them. Well,
that's the NIL money,
man.
If I was 19, you could have talked to me, boy. Whoa.
Yeah, exactly. All right, listen, but before that, I mentioned Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. Here's the deal, man. You need flooring for your house, your rental, your ADU. You got to call Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, okay? 866-62-FLOOR. They're even taking care of Cappy. Well, in essence, they're really taking care of Rachel because, she actually is the boss. So, but you know what it is, man? What they do best is that they take care of you. They're going to have the best wholesale price around no matter what because it's a legitimate family run, okay? You get that authentic old school TLC. I mentioned the crazy Hernandez brothers. Papi Hernandez started it all in the 70s. Mom is there. They got the aunts, the uncles, the cousins, the nephews, the nieces. Everybody works there as family, straight up. No bogus sales, no gimmicks as well, just the best price from the start. It's not like these big box national retail stores that pretend to give you a deal. They mark up the price, then they mark it down. They think you're an idiot. No. This is the real deal all day, every day. And whether it's hardwood, laminate, tile, vinyl, carpet, you name it, they got it. Over 5 million square feet of in-stock inventory, 2 locations, Santa Ana, Commerce, both the size of 5 freaking football fields. So when you go to one of those locations, you go there, you can see it, you can touch it, you can take it home with you on the same day. And that's huge, especially when you're trying to finish a project fast. It's why designers, contractors, builders all shop there. And they know the crazy Hernandez brothers are always going to take care of you, and they'll do the same to you, which is why you got to call them at 866-62-FLOOR, 866-62-FLOOR. And if you find a better price, which I doubt, okay, Hernandez will match it, no questions asked. First responders, active military members, veterans, all receive additional discounts on top of the already low prices. So head down to Hernandez Wholesale Flooring or give them a call at 866-62-FLOOR. That's 866-62-FLOOR. No games, no gimmicks, just the best price in town year-round because no sale beats wholesale. So you need flooring of any kind, indoor, outdoor, they got you. Check them out on the web, HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net, HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net, or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco.
Live from LA Live. Back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
That's a bad deal.
Trev?
Because I stunk, not because of anything I did. Like, I was not a problematic teammate. I was not a chirper back at the coach. When I got benched, it's because I couldn't get anybody out.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to pitch anymore. Why? Because you don't get anybody out. Oh, it's a hard thing to argue.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
On 710 ESPN.
4th of July savings start now at Cardin Alleyway Hyundai. Lease a brand new Hyundai Elantra SCL Sport for just $219 a month for 36 months with only $34.99 due at signing. Drive with confidence backed by America's best warranty, 10 years or 100,000 miles, and Hyundai's exclusive owner assurance program. Visit us off the 91 freeway or schedule your test drive now at CardinAlleyWayHyundai.com.
An SU94 4151, $34.99 due at signing plus tax. License, $85 doc fee and registration. No security deposit. 10,000 miles per year. Offer expires 7/7/2025.
Have you checked out the new Park West Bicycle Casino? Only 9 miles from downtown LA, right off the 710? The bike has been reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and 200 table games. On July 1st and July 15th, buy in for $100 and get $100 in Lucky Chips plus $50 in free play chips. ESPN listeners get $30 in match play when they walk in and say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino. Real cards, real prizes, real close.
Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. GAR-001291, 001289, 001292. PSIS license number 1358.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
And it is Sedano and Kap. Your Wednesday afternoon, the draft, the NBA draft code up at the top of the hour on the all-new ESPN LA app. The ESPN radio tile, you'll also hear it here on 710 a.m. Meanwhile, YouTube only for Sedano and Kap with Beto at ESPN Los Angeles on YouTube. And the Listen Live tile on the all-new ESPN LA app. On this day back in 1989, the #1 hit, Milli Vanilli. Baby, don't forget my number. Sedano and Kap continues your Wednesday afternoon right now.
I didn't know this song. You know who Milli Vanilli is, right, DeAndre?
I do, yes.
Oh, yeah.
No, he knows. We've talked enough about that.
Oh, okay.
Is this their third hit?
Don't Forget My Number. This might be the second hit. Because then there was the ballad, I believe, was the third.
Well, they
hit.
did Blame It on the Rain.
Blame It
on the Rain was also there, too.
Yeah.
They had like
the
4
jam.
hits. Like 4 legit hits. Like, yeah. Good. This was very similar to the original song, though. Girl, You Know It's
I'm in
True.
love,
Just like
girl.
a different, like, little bit different beat to it. But
Man.
different time, Bill. You know what I'm saying? You know,
it
like
was.
these guys, any other era, like we're just used to people lip syncing. That just wasn't the case back then.
but
It sucks because one of the guys killed himself, dude. It's crazy.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Who's it like? Rob?
Robin Fab.
Yeah, Fab. Man.
Yeah, one of them killed himself. That was
Times
crazy.
were different, man. Times were different.
No doubt. No
It's
doubt.
like, oh, they're good. They're good. No, they're not. They're lip syncing. Now everybody does it.
Everybody does it. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
right?
Yeah. Whatever. So Beto's in the house today. Guys, we are switching over to YouTube only as a second screen option for the NBA draft. At 5 o'clock, we're going to the draft. By the way, sorry I was late. I was marveling at my new bidet that we installed in my office bathroom.
I bought one too. I have to install mine.
Yeah.
Even when Cappy's not here, we still go to the toilets.
Yeah. Nothing like a little warm butt, man. Gotta be honest with you.
Is it a seat warmer too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got that one.
Yeah,
Does it make a difference?
Yeah.
It does.
It does. It really does.
It does.
Like when you go
when
to
I went to
Europe, you're
Cabo,
like, yeah.
when I went to Cabo, the hotel had one in the bathroom, and I was just like, my wife like made the executive decision like we're getting one of these.
Yeah, it cleans you up. It cleans
Okay.
you up.
All right.
Like those little wipes.
And,
that you
and
got,
look, I
it's
would
good.
say this, like, you know, in California, it can get cold in the mornings and overnight, right? You know what I'm saying? And when you sit down that first time, like, oh, wait.
Hey, oh, wait, hey.
Oh, wait, hey. Oh.
You know what's great to have in the bathroom when it's cold is heated floor.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to hotels like that. Yeah, those
my
look great.
I had in my my house that
Yeah,
I
in the
bought.
Northeast, that's very common.
Yes,
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
my house that I
Yeah.
bought in Cleveland, it had radiant heat, which is actually like really old because it like
Yeah,
has
it's on the-
heating
on the
panels
bottom
through
of
the walls
the,
and
of
the floors,
the floor, right,
So
yeah.
the shower, like my bathroom, was always super warm in the winter. It was so nice.
Yeah.
Man.
Did you have oil? Did you use oil to heat your house back then?
No, I had like
Like gas?
it was gas. It was gas. But we
Because a
didn't-
lot of places in the Northeast, they use oil.
Yeah, it was gas, and then I had to get like those individual air conditioner units for each room because I didn't have central air because
Yeah.
we had no vents, no ducts.
This is why we stay in California, DeAndre.
When I lived in Connecticut, yeah, right. When I lived in Connecticut, the oil company would come and you could lock in a price for the whole winter. Like they would come up and like it'd be, you know, it's kind of like, you know, when you rent like a car, they tell you like if you can bring it back. But if you, if you don't bring it back full, we're going to charge you a lot more money, you know, to fill the tank. But they'll give you like a deal on like the gas if you prepay it or whatever, which is never really a good deal unless you know you're going to drive a lot, you know. But if you're going to drive like several hours a day, then it makes sense if you're there for a couple of days. But anyway, it's kind of like that. They make you lock in a price for oil. So kind of crazy back then.
The draft picks are walking up.
Yeah, they're walking out like through the crowd. I kind of like this. This is kind of cool.
I was gonna say I don't get it. What if one of them doesn't get picked?
Well, they're
Well, it's just the guys in the green room,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is what it is.
Yeah,
but they all got to take that picture anyway, you know, before the draft.
I like
so.
that ombre suit coat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They have a bunch of little kids when they're walking out right now. So that,
Right.
So like it's like a
Similar to a game, right?
just
Like when
like
you go
that.
to a game, like, you know, the kids, when they come out to like warm up, right? Like they have the kids out there.
Oh, my
You guys have to grade the like who has the best fit. You gotta after they all.
Well,
get
I think
up
the
there.
Rutgers kids definitely look
Yeah.
look tight right now
Oh,
for
this
sure.
kid, Igor Demine.
Igor.
I like that color.
That's a great name,
He's
Igor.
coming double breast. But nobody will ever be Jalen Rose's NBA.
I mean,
Nice
Jalen
color
Rose
right
back
there.
in the day
Woo!
was pretty impressive. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Igor's is pretty clean, I would say. I like the the beige
VJ
color
got
that
us
he,
a
that he
nice
put
one
on.
too. This
Yeah.
guy coming up has a black suit.
Edgecombe, he's pretty good out of Baylor.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's-
VJF. The inside of his suit is pretty cool. Like the lining, actually, I saw this on NBA Today earlier because he was a guest. Yeah, that's really clean, VJ Edgecombe. But the inside of his suit has got like a bunch of pictures of like his family and his coaches and the people that helped him get to where he got to.
Oh, that's cool.
This
Which
guy
is
looks
pretty
like he has
sweet.
like solar lights on his sleeves.
Yeah, it's like tassels or
He's
something.
French.
Yeah, it is
Tassels.
weird. Yeah, this is the French kid.
Jeremiah Fears has
Oh, I
two
like this
chains.
Got the ice.
Oh my
Ice.
Jeez.
I like that outfit.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
what we're going to talk about on the YouTube chat. Like,
Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of that in the
We're
YouTube
gonna, like-
chat. Yeah, but the kid from France, that's a lot. That's doing too much.
Yes. Oh man.
Yeah.
Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, that's basic, nice.
He's got that. I already know I'm
the businessman. He's got a tie, white shirt. Let's go.
Three-piece suit.
Three-piece suit. That's the way to do it. Hide the belly. That's what I do. But he's skinny, though.
Yeah. Yeah, Cooper's got a very clean look, though. I like that look for Cooper. I might get that combo.
I like the all black.
Dylan Harper going all black. Ron's son, man. How old do you feel now? Ron's kid?
I mean, yeah, we're old.
Yeah.
He has some designs on his suit, though.
Yeah, you got
Like
to.
Paisley, I think.
Yeah.
See, that's what we got to get it. Like, are the designers? Like, how do you find out who your designer is going to be?
What are you wearing?
Yeah, what are you wearing?
Call up Zap.
Funchy, we got to get you. What are you wearing? What are you wearing? Tomorrow.
Funchy, next year we got to get in the budget and send you to the draft.
Oh,
I would love that.
Let's go. One-way ticket.
Hey,
One-way.
we're going to send him on.
One-way ticket.
On Friday, we're sending him over to the NHL draft. I don't know. If it's anything like this, we were like, what do they do for the NHL draft? Is it anything like
He got some shorts on?
This guy has some shorts on, yes.
No, he's got some longs.
No shorts.
They're like
they're
jorts.
longs.
Could have been a kilt.
Concanupo now, he's good from Duke.
What? What's his name?
Concanupo, yeah, he's very good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be real good. No.
He's going to be like a legit, really good player. Like, he got overshadowed by Cooper Flagg and Malawach and a couple of guys, but he's like a baller, Concanupo. Like, he's like 220 pounds. Like, he's not a small guy.
Dude. Fun, Friday.
He's thick as hell.
Friday, you have to figure out who's going to be at the draft, and you got to do some real research. You're like,
yeah,
so
Funchy, you got to do homework here, bro. You can't make us look bad out there.
So you got to go tell them, hey, man, that barn you grew up playing in, because in Canada, they'll say the rink that they play in, that's a tough barn.
Well, I've been looking at like things about Sweden because I see there's a bunch
a
of
lot of Swedish guys. Yeah. It's a good point. Good job,
the
Funchy.
Swedish guy gets picked.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you like chocolate?
Yeah. So you got to find out if there's a local angle too, Funchy. You got, hey, let's go.
Yeah. Do you like the beaches?
Yeah. Hey, Saskatchewan, let's go.
Hey, real quick, I teased this, so I want to make sure we get it in. Austin Reaves, there's been obviously a lot of rumors about Austin Reaves, if he's being traded or not. But according to the story, the reports, Austin's he doesn't care. And by the way, he shouldn't care.
No,
because it's a business. There's nothing he can do about it either way. I actually don't think Austin's getting traded until he gets his next deal.
Yeah.
Because then at that point, at $30 million, he can actually fetch a player that's comparable to his skill set.
Yes.
But it's not going to happen at $12 million or whatever he's making now. You're not going to get a good enough player back.
There's no sense for him to be traded right now.
I agree.
Could he be traded? Yeah.
Maybe, but I doubt it.
Thank you, George. Like these, not because you're wanting to keep Austin Reaves and you want to build around him. It's not that. It's just the way that the economic structure is set up in the NBA right now. You want to make sure you're getting value for value. You want to be able to bring something back of that quality value. But he's going to get he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid.
Yeah. No, he's definitely going to get paid. I don't think there's any doubt
too.
about that.
Good for him.
All right, so listen, the NBA draft is going to be right here on 710 ESPN. And then if you want to listen to us, we're going to be your second screen option. Just go to ESPN LA's YouTube page. We'll be there for the next hour. We're going to be breaking down the picks. We're going to be breaking down the fits. And there's going to be a lot of trades, I feel like, so we're going to be doing all that stuff too. So if you want us as your second screen option, beam us up to your TV, watch us on your iPad, on your phone, whatever, all on the ESPN LA YouTube page. All right, we're done. We'll see you in a minute on YouTube.
And it is NBA Draft Day, round number 1 tonight at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. You'll hear all the coverage courtesy of ESPN Radio right here on 710 ESPN, 710 a.m. on your radio starting at 5 p.m. and on the ESPN Radio tile on the all-new ESPN LA app. NBA Draft Day number 1. Don't forget day 2 tomorrow when the Lakers are on the board. All the coverage right here on your home of the Los Angeles Lakers and the NBA, 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Hey guys, you feel it? The days are getting longer. The sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is here. And you know here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams, one thing really ties it all together. Enjoying an icy cold Coors Light with great friends. Pick up icy cold Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly and cheers with icy cold Coors Light.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
We're going to kick off the NBA draft with Tina Turner? All right.
Man, it's the YouTube chat.
Now, DeAndre, here's what we're going to do. You're in control of the music from now on.
Hey, less than. I'm just going off the OTDs.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, give me a record scratch and just give me something different. This is like that would be like a Christopher Opens.
Yeah,
of the
man,
NBA
we don't need
draft.
that. We don't need that.
Back on this day in 1984, Tina Turner had a #1 hit.
I almost died, 501. No sodium, no sodium. Here we go. Oh, the YouTube chat, a bunch of trolls. Hey, Sedano's
Dead meow.
We don't. Sedano's in the YouTube chat.
I'm picking up vibration.
There we go.
Good vibes only. Good vibes only.
All right, that's a good start, DeAndre.
I am in the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what this is all about in here.
They've been good today, man. They've been pretty good. For the most part, the YouTube chat is good.
Sometimes it gets out of hand.
Well, because you instigate.
And so do I. No, I don't.
And so do I.
You do.
No, but actually, the Sedano YouTube
the path
chat
narrated
is
by Anthony Davis?
more ball knower-ish. It's more the Travis show is
Ball knowers.
Travis show's more trollish. Mason, there's some there, but YouTube chat for Sedano Kap is pretty good.
Okay, there we go.
All right, what we got, DeAndre?
So the draft is going to start. DeAndre, go. Hit it. Give me some music. Go. It's going to be the DeAndre on the Wheels of Steel music hour. Go ahead.
I told him that he should play the whole song.
Give me 1 second. I got you guys.
From
I'm
the
gonna play music as far as what this draft class will listen to. How about that?
Okay, there we go. That's what I want.
Thank you.
Lil Boosie.
Right. Yeah, they're not.
Wham?
Wham?
Yeah, definitely not Wham. Oh, there we go.
School me duck, got one of my rooms all flooded with gold.
There you go. You better introduce this song. What do we got?
This is Gunna called Him All Along.
So the other day, Mateo was running. Hey, you want to play on Monday?
I do, yes.
Yeah,
Where at?
In Carson, Mateo has runs on for all the college
Sounds
students.
good. Let's do it.
So they were,
I'll be there too.
Come on through. Yeah, right. At 7:00 we'll play.
Sorry,
but anyways,
Funny, I didn't mean to laugh.
DeAndre. But the kids were they had the music on. This was like all loud.
This is the song right here, man.
Well, there's a lot. You go to the arena early in certain arenas, and they'll have something like this on.
Yeah, especially LeBron. He's playing Bronny's music.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I'd love DeAndre. I would specifically love your thoughts on this. I mean, we're all gonna weigh in here, obviously, but what do you make of? Because somebody brought this up to me, and I thought it was an interesting concept. How do you feel about drafting a guy really, really high? In this case, Harper or Bailey, when their team couldn't even make the tournament?
Oh.
Because think about some of the last guys that went really high, okay? Now, these guys were #1 picks, okay, that did not make the tournament. Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz.
Well, a lot of hesitation, DeAndre.
Yeah, because I feel like with Ben Simmons and Markelle Fultz, that was more individual talent. They knew that they can come right in the league and make an impact. with guys like Ace Bailey, I haven't watched much of the guys like Ace Bailey and Ron Harper's son. But, I mean, Cooper Flagg, Duke obviously makes a tournament every year. You already knew Cooper Flagg's talent level going into this NBA draft. I feel like with teams who don't make the tournament, at that point on when it comes to the draft, they're looking at your individual talent and what you can come in and plug in right away with their respective team that they get drafted by.
Oh, yeah, because it was brought up to me, and I kind of thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I haven't really thought about that, because I generally look at it like you, right? Individual talent. But there is a sense of, like, guys who know how to play in, like, big games, right? Like, Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey in college, at least. I'm sure in high school they played in big games, but I don't call, like, high school games comparable to NBA games, even AAU games.
Yeah, they stayed local for a reason.
Right. I think, like, that's – like, they haven't played in meaningful games. Like, and I don't think that's a small thing. And Ace Bailey's particularly, less Harper because he's the son of an NBA player, and those guys generally tend to translate at the next level. I'm not saying they're all stars, right? But they all translate. Like, even Cole Anthony is a good role player in the NBA, right? Would that be fair to say?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Right. So, like, I'm not worried so much about Dylan Harper. I'm talking about more like Ace Bailey. Guy hasn't played in a big game in college. Guy did not help lead his team to the NCAA tournament in a field of 72 or whatever it is, 68 or whatever the hell it is.
They also played in the Big Ten, so they have some good competition. But Rutgers,
I get it.
Yeah, but it wasn't like they were.
But you have 2 lottery picks. Yeah. Okay. And I get that the rest of their squad was not very good, but, like, I'm just saying, dog. Like, you didn't make, like, at least the first 4 in or whatever the hell. You know what I mean? Like, and with Bailey again, particularly. Now you couple that with, hey, I'm not working out for teams. I don't want to go to any team that's not going to feature me. Like, you want to be featured as a 19-year-old player? Like, you're not LeBron.
You know what I'm saying? Like, right? He's trying to get to some spot.
Like, that seems, like, odd to me. And that was just kind of brought up to me during the NBA Finals by somebody who played in the NBA and was a little, like, taken aback by it and brought up those as his arguments. So I'm curious, as someone who played college hoops, right, like, what you think about that.
And it's crazy because Rutgers finished 15-17, 11th in the Big Ten. So, it sucks because you look at that, like, okay, what could you have done better as far as get more out of a team performance more than just an individual performance? Because there's guys like, it's hard to compare because Cooper Flagg and what he can do with this team. Duke obviously has nothing but athletes around him. There's 2 other guys that are going to be lottery picks along with Cooper Flagg on that same Duke team. So I feel like more about it is like, okay, yeah, he went to Rutgers, and it's obviously not as much as competitive as a Duke University or teams like that in the ACC. But I just feel like now they're looking more just individual talent now, what they can just do with their individual skill set and
these
more
kids
team
know,
performance.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but these kids know they're going one and done. Let me get my numbers. Let me try to get the best spot to be in a lottery, because a lot of people are saying that Ace Bailey was better than Harper as the season progressed. And Ace, both his parents played in college. His mom also was a ball, I think West Virginia or something like that. But they know what they're doing. Now these kids know I'm going one and done. If my team's good, cool. If they're not, even better, because I'm going to get some run. That's why they're going to places like a Rutgers or a team that's not going to be a blue chip, so they can get the rock a lot, to get their numbers up. And it's like, I don't care what my team is doing. I'm getting my NIL. Where's the biggest bag at? I'm going to go here, because Ace was a kid who signed early on before he committed to Rutgers.
Right.
He's from Tennessee. He knew immediately. I'm like, wait a minute, why is he going there so he could be the guy?
Wouldn't you rather have one of these guys instead of like an international guy, though? At least these
guys.
I
don't know, because some of these international guys have been playing with men for a while.
It
you know what I'm
depends
saying?
on
Like,
the
that's a different deal, you know?
Like Luka when he was 14 going to Real Madrid.
Right,
okay.
playing as men.
Yeah, the French guys, they're the ones I'm a little curious about, because you don't know what they're really getting out of. And like the Atlanta guy that they got is at Troy.
Or like a G League guy, too. Those guys.
Yeah, like the guys.
You mean like the guys who went to like Ignite or whatever?
Yeah, something like that, like Jalen Green or somebody.
Jalen Green's turned out to be a pretty decent player.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's like a
Scoot
franchise
Henderson,
cornerstone.
Scoot Henderson, that too,
that guy,
He's starting to develop a lot right now.
But again, you're drafting 18, 19-year-olds. It's going to take some time, except for Cooper.
But do you think a lot of these front offices looking at their college teams are like, okay, it's kind of hard to base off it, because especially how much these guys transfer to? I don't know if that takes into a lot of effect.
George, talking about that, one of the scouts last year that I talked to was saying Dalton Connect, the reason that they liked him is because how he made his teammates better at a Tennessee, where he had the ball in his hand a lot, where if you come to the NBA, you're not going to play that kind of style, but they saw intangibles of it. But also Dalton Connect is 24 years old.
Yeah.
Like, he's an old
By
dude.
the way, the G League Ignite, Ron Holland, that kid from Detroit is going to be a stud. Like, he was really good at the end of the year last year. The kid from Chicago, Modest Bazelis, is good.
I like him.
He's good. We'll see about Scoot. Dyson Daniels was really damn good last year.
The Hawks.
You know?
Yeah, he was out of control.
Defensive player of the year almost.
All right, the pick is in, George. The pick is in.
That's it. We're
Ooh,
here.
I wonder who it is.
Oh, man. You know there's got to be one guy in Vegas that bets. No, he won't. Like,
Yeah, he's taking the odds, though.
1,000 to 1.
Yeah, he's
he
taking
won't
those
be.
odds.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well put like
Put
$10
$100
on it.
Yeah,
Like, what do you have to
yeah.
lose? You know what I mean? Like, what's $10?
$100?
You know?
No, come on.
There's always one guy.
Yeah.
But there's one you know, speaking about, like, you know, guys who don't do well when, you know, as far as their college teams not succeeding. I mean, the first person that comes to mind is they just literally went off of individual talent was Anthony Bennett. He went to UNLV and they were not good at all.
Yeah.
Right.
At all. So
right.
I mean,
there's another good one.
That's,
right.
I mean,
Sorry,
so like, you look
bringing
at
back
that,
some
it's
bad
just
memories
talent.
for
Oh, that was
Lindsay
a
over
terrible
there,
pick.
but,
Yeah.
Yeah, they just know get
I'm
me
saying
the
just
bag.
going off of, they just strictly went off, okay, he has talent in college and we see what he was doing individually.
I always remember Ben Simmons, like, wait, how does a kid from Australia end up at LSU? You know, that's before they were giving the NIL. Like, that dude is not going to one class. He ain't doing nothing. Give him as much money as possible. Ben Simmons.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was. I mean, he grew up was born in
he was a
Australia,
baller,
but he
yeah.
grew up here in the States.
Yeah,
pretty much,
like,
you
they
know?
do. Give me the money.
Didn't his dad play in
Australia?
Okay.
That's,
Yeah.
That's why you get. Same with Kyrie.
Yeah, because he played at Montverde too.
Yeah, they all go to Montverde. IMG or Montverde, they all go there.
Yeah.
Cooper Flagg.
Cooper Flagg.
Cooper Flagg ended up.
Well, he
there.
had
D'Angelo
to.
Russell played there.
Yeah, he had to go to one of those schools because he was the best player in Maine when he was born.
Right.
They just showed a graphic. There's only been one other pro
There's our
player.
guy Marty Smith over there in Newport, Maine.
He belongs
That's
there.
right.
Like, what is taking so long for Dallas? Just go to the podium, Adam Silver. It's not that hard.
But is the time ticking already?
Yeah.
They said the pick is
They
in.
said the
yeah.
pick's in on
that's,
TV.
Yeah. Okay, the pick is in. Yeah, they're just milking it for
My God,
you know,
look
they're
at-
showing Newport, Maine, and all the different spots and all
Wait a
that
minute,
stuff.
there's one spot. It's that barn that they're in right now.
No, and then there's the gym, his high school gym, I guess.
Okay, so there's two spots.
I'm sure
And
they
there's
got some,
another one. There's a third spot.
I'm sure they got some good lobster spots.
Damn right. They
Oh,
do.
yeah, dude, for
Damn
sure.
right. Lobster
Lobster.
rolls. Lobster rolls.
Jay Billis actually said that during one of Cooper Flagg's games. He says he's the greatest import from Maine since lobster.
Ooh. That's the best part about Celtics in the finals. They have the lobster.
I know. I've heard about these stories.
Oh,
Jeez.
man.
Yeah, it's really good.
And at Fenway, too. You can go get yourself a nice lobster roll at a Red Sox
Lobster
game.
roll is really good, but I like a warm lobster roll as opposed to a cold lobster roll. I prefer it that way, although both are very good.
I've
but-
never had it cold. No.
Yeah, cold is the traditional way.
Ooh, I like cold lobster. It's
Yeah,
good.
cold is the traditional way, and then like
here we go. Here we go.
Technically, it's put it up. Just put it up.
Or Adam Silver.
With the first pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Dallas Mavericks select Cooper Flagg from Duke University.
Let's hear what Billis has to say.
Wow! There's such a purity to this moment. A young man from Newport, Maine, sharing his childhood dream realized with his mother, Kelly, a 1,000-point scorer in her own right. His father, Ralph, who also played collegiate ball, his twin brother, Ace.
Man, what a shocker. The suspense was killing me.
Yeah, I want to hear what Billis says. When Billis starts talking, put it up because I want to hear what Billis says about him. Because to me, Jay is like, I mean, nobody knows these players like Jay does. So you know, I'd love to hear what he says. So just kind of shut me up and just tell me when you just pot it up and I'll shut up.
Imagine being the twin brother of Cooper Flagg.
Yeah. Well, Cooper, he reclassified so he could play right away.
Yeah, he's only 18 years old. He turns 19 in December.
Yeah.
So Cooper
He
Flagg.
reclassified, which is probably smart because I'm guessing
he was ready.
Yeah, he was ready for sure, and B, you know, I think him and the Boozer twins were rivals in the AAU circuit.
Yes,
you know
they
what I'm
were.
saying? So like, I'm not saying that they disliked each other, but you know, there was some competition there.
Yeah, they'd
you know?
always go up against each other because the Boozer twins are so
Yeah, Cam
good.
Boozer is the better one
Yeah.
of the two Boozer twins, and he was the one that was like the Cooper Flagg rival.
They're down in Miami area, right?
They grew up in Miami. That's where Carlos lived for most
They
of
go
his.
to
Here's Jay Billis right here.
All right.
what sets him apart is he plays at both ends of the floor. He's equally as impactful as a defender as he is as an offensive player. He's a complete basketball player. A guy who can be a playmaker at both ends, elite in transition as a finisher, an elite defender. And he's an improved shooter. Early on in his career at Duke, people were questioning his perimeter shot, but in ACC play, he knocked down 44% of his three-point attempts and averaged over 21 points per game. In transition, he is truly outstanding. He's got vision as a passer, but he can also take it to the rack and finish above the rim and do it through contact. But his level as a competitor is something that's rarely seen, in my view, for an 18-year-old kid. He makes the right play. His goal isn't to get 25 in a game. His goal is to make the right play right now. An elite competitor that never backs down from a challenge. He knew what he was getting into when he went to Duke as the #1 recruit in the country, and then he winds up being Naismith Player of the Year, National Player of the Year, makes blocks above the rim, gets steals and deflections, can guard literally 1 through 5, and every challenge he responded to it. But he's also a great teammate, to Andrea's point. But take a look at this against Pitt on January 7th. Everybody remembers the steal and dunk he made, but the play before, he just picked up his 3rd foul early in the second half. A lot of guys would back off, but not him. Guarding in the post, he gets around in front and then takes it the other way for this iconic replay that we saw over and over again on SportsCenter and the like, but it was the play before that he was able to overcome and make. That's kind of what makes him a special player.
It certainly is.
There you go. So, yeah, I mean, look, he's pretty awesome.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to be better than Luka?
So I would say he's already better defensively than Luka. I don't think he has the offensive skill set that Luka has, albeit a very good skill set. Okay. I think Luka is a once-in-a-generation offensive player.
But isn't he also, seen as Cooper Flagg?
I don't believe. I don't think. Look, I think Cooper Flagg can be very good, and I've only watched a certain set of games. I think Cooper Flagg will be like if I had to guess right now. This is purely a guess, and don't clip this if you're the social department because I don't need this grief.
Don't aggregate.
Don't aggregate.
No, seriously, don't. Like I'm just saying, like for our friends
you got that
here,
back there, guys.
Graham. For our friends here in the YouTube chat,
Graham knows
what I
what's
would
up.
say is, I think Cooper Flagg will be like his ceiling to me is like a 1B on like a championship level team, which is pretty damn awesome. Like a Scottie Pippen is what I'm saying, basically. Like a one of the best 2s you'll
like
ever
a Kyrie.
have, or like a 1B. Like who?
Like a Kyrie.
No, Kyrie's better than Kyrie.
Okay.
Yeah, he's better than Kyrie. I mean, defends at a different level than Kyrie could ever have defended. Even now, though Kyrie has become a good defender in his later years in life, like this guy is like a legit good NBA defender right away.
Yeah, like Michael was saying, like was it Kevin Garnett-esque kind of
Yeah,
thing?
do you see Kevin Garnett in him?
I see like Scottie Pippen, Kawhi, okay, look, if I had to mix 3 players together, Scottie Pippen, Kawhi, and like Andre Kirilenko.
Yeah, Kirilenko.
Okay, yes. AK-47.
So just really good defensively, and just smart moving the ball.
That's crazy.
Can shoot the ball well. Like just does everything right. Like Kawhi wasn't a great shooter coming out, but neither was Scottie.
Really good fantasy player.
What's that?
Really good fantasy player.
That's what matters, Fun.
Yes, I would agree. Yes, a really good fantasy player. I think he's going to fill up the box score fairly quickly. I don't think it'll happen. Like maybe it won't happen right away, but like fairly quickly, I think he's going to fill up the box score.
All right, so Cooper Flagg's rookie contract, 25 through 28, is going to be worth $62.7 million.
Imagine being 18 and getting that much money. Yeah. I mean, he already had a lot, right, from NIL?
Well, he had Gatorade. He had the New Balance deal. I mean, he wasn't poor anymore, right? He wasn't poor a long time ago. But, you're paying for the upside of what this kid could potentially be. So, first overall pick, yeah, that's crazy how much you make. Michael,
the vice president of the Handsome Man community, I believe, says that everyone wants to compare everyone to Scottie Pippen. I don't think anyone compares anybody to Scottie Pippen. All right, second pick, go.
With the second pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Dylan Harper from Rutgers University.
There you go.
I like his suit.
All right, so plot it back up when Jay's speaking. Dylan Harper, a good point guard. By the way, just because the Spurs are making this pick doesn't mean they're going to keep this pick.
I was going to ask
what I was
that,
going to say.
right? They got some players. Do they need to keep them?
Right, because they've got De'Aaron Fox and they've got Stephon Castle, both who need the ball in their hands. I don't think it's necessarily a lock that Dylan Harper is a Spur, although, by the way, they could move one of the other two. It doesn't mean that they're not, that they wouldn't go with Harper in that situation. But I just think we just need to make sure we keep that out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and his mom was a baller, DeAndre. His mom
played.
I mean,
but obviously mom was also a baller on top
Mom
of dad.
Filipino. I just found this out right now.
Kumusta? So Filipino mom.
There you go, Cappy. Funchy.
Yeah, so his mom played at New Orleans. She was a college basketball player and is a high school basketball coach.
In this draft, in my view, a 3-level scorer with tremendous body control, a terrific finisher at the rim through contact. He shot 67% at the rim, but he was also excellent as a pick-and-roll ball handler. Really good in transition. He's just a polished offensive player with really good footwork. But when he gets into any sort of screen roll situation, he attacks the secondary defender and even goes after the tertiary defender and gets all the way to the rim. He can finish with his right or his left hand. He gets fouled and he gets to the foul line. He plays with pace. He's patient and he makes really good reads. He gets an advantage and then he keeps it and takes advantage of it. He's an excellent playmaker once he gets into the lane. He can pass it. Even though 75% of his buckets were unassisted, he found Ace Bailey a lot, but he's a good passer. He just needs to improve as a shooter. But 17 games, he had 20 or more. His physicality, a big part of that, and had 35 points in 2 straight games. He was the only player in the country to do that, and the only player in the last 20 years in a major conference to do that. Dylan Harper is the real deal, and with his length, his 6'10" wingspan, I think he can be even more an impactful defender as he goes forward.
He scored
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, he's the real deal, too.
I mean, it sounds like he needs the ball in his hands, though.
Right, so the De'Aaron Fox thing is weird,
exactly.
right?
So just speaking about De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle, it could be they could move on. Who knows?
This could be a situation you take the best available for you and then flip it and see what you're going to do. I like it. I like Sedano going after somebody on the YouTube chat. Frank.
Yeah, Frank Bustamante saying, I dye my hair. I don't dye my hair. I don't use Botox, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's natural.
No Botox here, bro.
First of all, even if he did, who cares?
No, even if he did.
No, but I don't.
Pass the doctor
I know
over.
that. I know. I'm
Genes.
just saying, even if you did, who cares? A lot of people dye their hair.
No, I wouldn't dye my hair. Actually, I'm kind of want a few salt and pepper.
Hey, the salt and pepper look
is
in right now.
You telling me, bro?
Yeah, I kind of want a few strands. If I wish, trust me, if I could, I would.
Funch knows all about what's the trend with the zaddies.
Yeah. That's what the lady. Yeah, my wife tells me, hey, the salt and pepper look is in right now.
See?
She likes the zaddies.
Yeah. She loves that Gabe Kapler.
Gabe Kapler is a babe. He's a zaddy
loves
for
that.
sure.
She was so bummed that he didn't become like the Dodger manager.
Yeah.
When Dave was in trouble.
My sister too.
He's amazing. Ask him.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking if you have bad genes, Beto. I don't know.
No, I have divorce
You have average genes, I would say that. I have just good ones.
Yeah, I got child support genes. That's what I got.
So does Cappy, now that you mention it. He'd probably say the same thing.
And he's got college tuition genes, too.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Man.
Yeah.
Woo.
So, yeah, I'm genuinely curious to see what the Spurs do here because look, you can never have enough good players, right? And you just kind of figure it out. But I still think the Spurs could be in the Giannis or even Jaylen Brown mix.
The Giannis mix, huh?
Yeah, I think if Giannis wants out, I think the Spurs make a ton of sense. Like, you put Giannis and Wemby together, ain't nobody scoring on that team.
Would Giannis move this year?
I still think it's possible.
Okay.
He's just so nice not to ask for a trade, huh?
I mean, Funchy, I don't know if it has to do with anything with nice.
He seems like a nice guy. Like, I'm not going to ask for a trade.
Hey guys, I don't want to trade, but
I just think it has something to do. Look, I mean, first of all, the Bucks can pay him more than anybody. Let's not just remove that part of the equation out of this. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's just being nice.
Just because he's Greek, he's got to be nice, Funch? Jeez.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's always like, all shucks guy.
Funchy loves all those dad jokes.
He does.
It's not a failure.
I do love bad jokes.
You lose. Good day, sir.
I meant to hit this one.
Snitches get stitches.
Yeah, I like that one too, actually. So now the draft really starts because Philly, to me, is where the draft starts, Beto. Because do they take VJ Edgecombe, right? Or do they make a move, right? Does Paul George get dealt? They've got a lot of different parts. They drafted the kid last year from Duke, Jared McCain, who was really good until he had a season-ending injury. They've got Tyrese Maxey already. Do they want another guard? Even though I think VJ Edgecombe honestly has a higher ceiling than all of them, I don't know.
Plays off the ball a little more too. Edgecombe, he moves well without the ball. He's really athletic and he runs the floor really hard too.
Yeah, I mean the comps for him are like Victor Oladipo and like Dwayne Wade. So I mean, like floor ceiling is what those are the two comps. So I mean, if his floor is Victor Oladipo, when Victor Oladipo was healthy, he was a very good player. He was an all-star caliber player in the NBA. He was a bucket. And then Dwayne Wade is a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? So like when I watched him play, and this was well before the comps, right? Like when I watched him play during the season, like I said, look, I spent a lot of time around Dwayne Wade. I'm like, that looks familiar. You know what I mean? So I'm genuinely curious to see where he goes because I think he's going to be a very impactful player. But does Philly actually make the pick, and does Philly trade it? Or, because again, like I said with San Antonio, they could be making this pick and taking best player available and eventually moving it down the road anyway. So I wish the NBA would do what the NFL does when they actually make trades like during the draft and just like not make these kids wear hats that they're never going to wear.
Yeah.
Actually.
It's like seeing Russell Westbrook in the Sonics uniform. Right?
Well, dude, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander originally drafted by the Charlotte Hornets.
Yep.
And got traded on draft day, So, speaking of which, OKC has a ton of picks available, 2 in this first round, and like 13 over the next 7 years. The Nets actually have 5 first-rounders in this draft. So, like, there could be some teams moving up to get some of these guys. We have the pick. Number 3, Philly.
With the 3rd pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select VJ Edgecombe from Bimini, Bahamas, and Baylor University.
It's a good pick. For all the reasons I outlined, he's a two-way player. He's legitimately good. As DeAndre mentioned, he plays well off the ball. He comes from a big-time program that's won a national championship. Now, he did not win one there, but in Scott Drew, a coach who's won a national championship. They've developed a really good program there over the last decade or so. And he's an athletic freak, I think. Yeah. Like, he's got really high upside, I think, just athletically. And I think he can still learn to play more in control is what I would say. Like, he still has way, way more ability to get better.
Michael's on TV.
Is he already a better Bahamian than Michael?
Show Michael on the surfboard.
Is he already a better Bahamian player than Michael?
Absolutely.
Well, Michael was the number 1 pick in the draft. Michael also a different player, right? There he is. There's Michael Thompson.
Who would win in their primes one-on-one?
Oh, Lindsay, how dare you? I was the number 1 pick. I had puka shells. I swam from the Bahamas to
I played with Magic.
Listen, I think VJ Edgecombe will put Michael on skates. Okay? What are we talking about here?
So Edgecombe, he has the Michael pathway. He left the Bahamas in high school to go to West Palm Beach, Florida. So Michael went to Miami. So kind of the same thing for Edgecombe. He was good at Baylor last year. I liked a few games that I saw from him, man. He was good.
Yeah.
He's all. You know what he's been doing, George? So there's a trainer here in Southern California. I've mentioned in the past named Olin Simplis, the guard whisperer. He's actually training Clay this summer. He worked with SGA. He's worked with Rui. You go to him, you're legit. Again, the name, the guard whisperer. Edgecombe's been with him the last few weeks. So you've been seeing him train. They're actually in Glendale. So he's been going to the right people to get ready. Right, developing shooter. Yep, that's where you go with Olin.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy who still has a few more notches that he can climb. Yeah. Let's hear Jay on VJ.
He can do a better job finishing over length, but I think he'll get that in time. But you don't find athletes like this very often. And he's a great defender. He's developing as a shooter. He can knock down an open 3, but he can certainly improve in that area. He shot 34% from 3. He made 52 of them. But as a defender, he plays incredibly hard. He blows up dribble handoffs. He's an excellent chase defender, and he just disrupts. Very good as a help defender, getting out in passing lanes. He has a ton of ability, and you don't say this lightly. He does remind you of a young Oladipo, a young Wade when they were 19. Now, the question is he going to reach that sort of height as he goes forward? But he's certainly got the capability there.
He likes to compare himself to Anthony Edwards.
I heard Malika say he likes to compare himself to Anthony Edwards. Oh, by the way, all three of those guys played for Tom Crean. So, there is something there in regards to the type of guy, body type that we're talking about. I don't know if he can get to Anthony Edwards. I think that Anthony Edwards was a more explosive athlete, and VJ is an incredibly explosive athlete. But Anthony Edwards is a different off-the-charts kind of athlete.
So can he play with Maxey and George, all together?
Paul George is like a 3 or 4 now. He's not a 2.
And hearing he's going to get traded.
He might.
Dude, these comments about Michael are good in the chat. Shake and bake. Michael fuming listening to this segment. Jay, he's going to pull out his wallet with this picture.
Of course he is. That's a picture everywhere.
Oh, man. That's good. Well, good for these kids.
Do you guys carry around the best picture you ever had with you on your phone?
No. I mean, I've got a lot of pictures. I got thousands of pictures on my phone, but I don't know. So I guess the answer is yes, because if there's thousands of pictures, there's probably one that I feel like is good.
Michael's still the only one that carries his wallet everywhere he goes. He has that big,
he's got an old school wallet.
Yeah. You guys don't have wallets?
No, I've got one of those little card holders.
I mean, I have a wallet.
It's on my phone right here.
You open it up and it's got you can put money in it and it closes and that's it.
I used to have that on my phone, but then one time I lost my phone and I had to cancel everything and get a new license, so I stopped doing that.
No, but this is it's like a little it's like a wallet, but it's it's just.
I had what Beto has. I used to have that.
You just 2 cards and my ID on the back
that's
of
what
my
I had.
phone.
Then you lose it and your whole life's over.
Yeah, Mr. Alvizi asking, will Carmelo's son be one and done in college? That's the expectations for him. He's going to Syracuse.
Kyan, I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know enough about him to know if he was going to be a one and done, but I'm assuming that's a likelihood.
Yeah, one of Mattel's friends.
There's the Bahamian flag. There you go.
Yeah, one of Mattel's friends played with him, and AAU said he's a hardworking, great kid who's really locked in.
Oh, Kyan.
Carmelo's kid.
Carmelo Anthony's son.
Yeah. So good. Look at this. So who's up next? Charlotte?
Yeah, so the Charlotte Hornets are picking next. Man, I mean, there's what's crazy is about how much LaMelo's stock has fallen. That there's legit players who have said, I don't want to be drafted by Charlotte because I don't want to play with LaMelo.
Is that for real?
That's a real thing.
Wow.
Well, because Michael would be the first one to tell you, I don't want to play with him because he doesn't pass.
Right, he makes fancy passes, but he actually just he holds the ball too long, and then he basically hands you a grenade.
So no one in Charlotte's
the shot clock is about to expire.
Oh,
there's Buddy Hield.
Buddy Bahamian.
Where's Michael Thompson?
Where's Michael?
I know.
He's mad. He's wearing his Zubas all the way in San Clemente, riding his bike right now, smoking that cigar.
I did text him and tell him I saw him on a surfboard on TV.
I did too. I was like, Michael, who wins on 101? You or VJ? No response.
By the way,
I'm taking a nap. He worked hard today with Ireland.
I just saw this tweet. Dylan Harper's rookie contract, $56 million. His dad, Ron Harper's career earnings, $35 million. Wow.
So VJ's doing Good Morning America now with Rhiannon Alley.
Already?
Yeah.
It's morning.
Good Morning America.
Yeah, morning time.
Yeah, they'll tape it for tomorrow.
Yeah, they'll tape it for tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was live.
No, she's taping it. Rhiannon Alley works at Good Morning America. She was at the finals. I used to work with her many years ago.
Where?
And my wife in Miami.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and her husband. They all worked there.
I should go work at Good Morning America. Funch, let's go work Good Morning America.
I'd love to.
All right, me, you.
Funch on the street on Good Morning America.
I would love to. I would love to. We're Robin Roberts.
And next time I run into them and their producers,
please do.
Yeah.
Funch and
I'm here, man. Good Morning America,
man.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Times Square. Spider-Man's here. Spider-Man.
All right,
I'm here, man.
Good
Good Morning
for
America.
Charlotte. What's happening here? Let's see. Do we know?
What about LaMelo to the Lakers?
Please no.
LeVar wants his boys to come to the Clippers.
Yeah, he wants all three of them to play together.
Go for it, please. Don't come to the Lakers, man.
I just want YouTube. I'm doing this on 710. No chance I say that stuff. LaMelo.
His shot selection too is just not. It's not. It's just
when they showed up when they played in Charlotte, right? His teammates would get the ball with 3 seconds, and you just got to, like George said, a grenade. You get it, and you just got to chuck it. So it's best to know your percentage because you're not putting up a good shot. You're like 40 feet away. Man,
can't stand players like that.
Oh,
don't give me the rock late in the shot clock, bro. You put it up.
Damn, don't get mad.
Just saying, man.
You really want to come play Monday?
Dude, yes.
All right, 7 o'clock. A lot of college kids.
Say less.
Right.
You know what I saw about LaMelo recently? He had a video on online or whatever. He had got 5 tattoos at once.
Yeah, and he got sedated.
Yes.
A lot of
all these artists working on him at one time.
Lamar Jackson did that too.
Yeah,
Is that what the kids do now?
Yep.
I don't do that.
But
No.
he was getting roasted saying the tattoos he got looked like somebody in junior high was
Take a scratch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's so funny. I mean, 5 tattoos at once seems excessive.
And it was
I
like
would
8 guys working
that's
on
probably
it.
why he had to get sedated. You know what I mean?
He's all black. He still has a stomach to go too, right?
Nah, I
He
think
has
I
some,
think
but not
it's-
everything.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
All right, so the 4th pick. Who's
Adam Silver back.
Oh, here we go.
With the 4th pick in the 2025 NBA
Con
Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Con Knipple.
Oh, let's go.
From Duke University.
That actually makes a ton of sense. They need like a guy who can space the floor, a guy who's tough. Him, Brandon Miller, LaMelo, Miles Bridges.
Okay.
I can kind of see it.
Okay.
He makes a ton of sense. He's an unbelievable shooter. He's tough as nails, as I mentioned. He's big. Like I said, he's 220 pounds. He's like 6'6", 220.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a small kid. He's thick as hell. I like that pick. Like, I actually think, like, low-key, he's going to be, like, one of the legit best players in this draft.
Wisconsin, a shooter, they just showed on TV his mom played at Green Bay. It's like a lot of these players that have been picked, their moms were hoopers.
Yeah, moms played hoops. Yeah.
You better find a hooper, DeAndre.
You said, I'm sorry.
You better find a hooper to have kids with.
I do, yes.
In this draft, Con Knipple's got deep range, shot 48% on corner threes, and his shooting mechanics and his shot preparation, his low base, near perfect. And he catches it to shoot it, and you've got to take that shot away from him. And he can get into the lane with his strength and makes plays off of 2 feet. But as a shooter, there aren't many like him in this draft. It's just catch and shoot, really deep range, and that shot gives him such credibility. He can drive a closeout, and again, playing off 2 feet. But one of the great things about Con Knipple is he is tough, man. He's physical, he gets loose balls, but that shot with his shot fake, he's a straight line driver. When he gets in the lane off a shot fake, he can make a play in the lane and he can make a pass, but he's got a versatile game. He can shoot, he can move without the ball, and he can pass, and he competes and plays hard all the time. But I love the way he gets so many loose balls. It seems like he's always around the ball and had the highest plus-minus in Division I this last year.
Such a high basketball IQ. You talked about him moving.
Yeah. So, look, you said basically a lot of the things I said about him. So, I mean, if Jay's saying it, I feel really good now.
Yeah,
So what's the deal with Ace Bailey? Because everyone was saying that he could go like second
Wizards.
or third.
I think Wizards take him.
he's
He
the one
wants to go someplace he's featured. Wizards is the perfect place.
So he wants to play for the Wizards?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
Yikes.
wants to get featured. He wants to put up numbers. He wants to get a big contract. So he wants to have the ball in his hands, and the Wizards are the perfect location for that.
Oh my
See
goodness,
that
too many
picture?
guards over there,
see
man.
See that picture with Knuppel brothers? Remember the smallest one?
Yeah.
Look at them.
About 7-8 years. That's the kid who's going to probably be a #1 pick, right? So
What?
he's-
Right.
Get out of here. All
Little
these guys going
Knipple.
NBA?
Yeah. So the family just shooters. These kids are born to shoot.
I mean,
Like,
look at
what?
them all. Yeah.
The mom is all-time leading scorer at Green Bay. The dad played college
She's already
basketball.
a woman, LeVar Ball.
Yeah, his uncle played for the Bucks for a little bit. This family just shoots, bro. That's what they do. They come out there and they just fire it, man. Watch, that little one's gonna be like, oh, remember this when DeAndre is hosting this show? Watch.
I know exactly. When you're hosting DeAndre, it'll be the little Knipple.
You're like, I remember Bethel said it. Good for them, man.
I like how they're all dressed nice too. Like
Yeah.
they're all dressed tight for their brothers.
All different
draft.
color
different
suits, too.
I love it.
The one
Yeah.
in the black, or the one speaking right now, he has the little chain on. He got some swag.
So he got a
Yeah.
ring on too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got the
He's
swag
going places.
on.
By the way, the one thing we haven't talked about, and because I think he's such a good player, Knipple, that I don't think it even factored in yet. I mean, he's also, a regional kid. Like, he played at Duke. You know what I mean? So, like, to have a Duke kid play in Charlotte, which is just like an hour and 15 minutes away, is a pretty good deal, too, for them, So
Duke was good last year because Knuppel was taking the shine because you would have Cooper because everybody's out there. Who's that guy? Who's that guy? If you know who they are, you're going to Duke for a reason. But he was really standing out. Look at that.
Yeah.
Cash, Cager, Kahn, Kingston, and Kidman.
What? They're all named after a K?
I'm betting on Kidman.
there's a lot of people that do that, though, with their kids' names.
Yeah, Cappy did, didn't he?
I would have
Oh,
named
right.
like
Yeah,
Cash.
they're all J's,
Yeah.
right?
aim like Cash, you got to be able to shoot that rock. I'm pretty sure he got
Cash
it.
with the K? Oh,
Yeah, man.
Kidman is the kid that Beto was talking about.
Kidman, that's my guy.
That's an interesting first
Kidman
name.
Knipple.
They got has to be after Nicole, right? You got to figure that out.
Right, yeah, but really? Someone named someone after Nicole Kidman?
Hey.
Their kid?
Dude, it's the last one. Look, if you have 5 boys and you're the ball, you're like, I got to name one of them. I got to get something.
Yeah. Utah's going to be interesting because they've got a point guard, the kid from USC, but there's a lot of chatter about Jeremiah Fears from Oklahoma going to them. But they just need good players, man.
I mean, they're too guard heavy, too. There's no way they're going to go with a guard. I mean, they got Sexton, they got Collier, Clarkson.
No, they're going to trade Sexton, though, I think. And Collier, I think Collier's good, but Fears is more of a natural point guard, I feel like, than Collier. I know Collier had a great assist year, but he's also doing it on a terrible team. Do
you think Walker Kessler really is on the market for Utah? Because we say that every single time.
He's so good.
Utah's up.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Oh, never mind. Just kidding.
No, it says the pick is in.
There was a good story today about how Carlos Boozer is one of the advisors to the Jazz and how he's been helping find different players and give his evaluation on it.
Is there a story with Carlos Boozer like renting Prince's house or something?
Yeah, that's an old story.
John
yeah.
said that 100 times.
Prince rented
his house
and he painted it all the walls
Yes.
purple and didn't paint it back.
And said, blouses.
Start effing driven down.
Yeah.
By the way, the name Kidman is not really a common first name, but in English, it is known as an occupational name for someone who cared for young livestock.
Well, they're from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I still like my Nicole theory.
Could be. Maybe if he was a girl.
Oh, maybe they thought it was going to be a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, Trey Johnson would be nice, too, I think. If Trey Johnson, I heard Seth Greenberg, and I have not seen enough of him to say this, although he's an excellent shooter. He might be the best shooter in the draft, him and Knipple. Compare him to Ray Allen, actually.
Come on.
Yeah.
Ray Allen?
Come on.
What?
That's what he said. He said he's got the stroke of Ray Allen.
Seth Greenberg, former Long Beach State coach. When Seth used to coach at Long Beach State, George, they used to wear these lime green uniforms, like for home games, just to get people's attention for it.
When I see him in Vegas, I'm going to bring those
Yeah.
up.
The pick is in. Here's Commissioner Silver.
So what do we think here? Fears,
With the
Trey?
5th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Utah Jazz select Arius Ace Bailey from Rutgers University.
Wow. The Wizards are not going to be happy. They thought they had Ace
I thought
Bailey.
he didn't want to go there.
I don't think Ace is happy.
Yeah, pretend he is.
I mean, the money's happy, but that might not be.
Well, let's see. Let's see his reaction. He's hugging mom, right? He's smiling.
He's got to be happy
putting on a smile.
he's got,
Yeah, you got to have a smile.
Yeah.
His mom played at West Virginia.
He declined workouts with the Jazz.
Yeah. Or was that all a play? Whose dog is barking?
Mine.
It's Benny. Duh. No other dogs around here.
Hey, you know me. I hear dogs bark, I get scared. So.
Wow, that is So that's a little bit of a twist. I did not expect that to happen.
Do they need him?
Well, if they're going to trade Markkanen, he makes a lot of sense.
Immeasurable.
Would you rather have
He's got
Markkanen?
7 foot wingspan. He's about 6'8", but he's just a big time shot maker. He makes tough shots, and they're contested shots. He can make turnaround jumpers with a hand in his face. He's really good with his pull-up game. He shot like 65% on runners and floaters. He's just got a terrific feel for scoring the basketball. But I don't think you're going to find a player in this draft that has made more difficult shots than Ace Bailey has made. And I think NBA players, when they were watching him play this last year, going, man, this dude can score in a variety of ways and makes NBA caliber shots. Had 39 in a game against Indiana. He had 38. Probably his best game was that 38-point game that he had against Northwestern. But, his ability, he's good in catch and shoot. He shot 39% there. He can improve his handle and his finishing, but his talent level is really undeniable. A very good athlete. He's just got a lot of ability. Now, I think he can improve his decision-making, his shot selection, his playmaking, and I think he can be a much better free throw shooter. But the talent is undeniable. After Harper and Flagg, this is the most talented player in the draft.
Taylor Rooks did an interview with Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey.
Interesting.
Utah has all those picks. They've been supposedly in Jaylen Brown talks, right?
Look, Markkanen has been on the market forever, too.
Yeah.
So, like, this makes sense. It just, what it says to me is they're going to move Markkanen at some point for a big haul.
See, and everybody thought Bailey was going to the Wizards, who have the pick now, and he wore the red and black. That's also Rutgers.
Or Philly, too.
I'm just trying to go conspiracy.
No, it was Rutgers.
I'm really trying Cappy. It's hard to be a Cappy conspiracy guy. I can't do tinfoil, bro.
So who does the Wizards? I mean, let me tell you something. I might have seen like literally one Wizards game all season because I knew they were going to be trash and we weren't going to watch them. So like, and we weren't going to have them. So they just hired C.J. McCollum. They just traded for C.J. McCollum. They got Bub Carrington.
They got Marcus Smart.
Chris
Middleton.
Middleton. Yeah, Middleton's not that good anymore.
Wow. Chris Middleton. Wow.
They got the
Jeremiah Fears is like, they don't have like a real point guard. So I can see Jeremiah Fears there.
So are Brogdon too.
Yeah, Brogdon's going to get traded though.
I just like how this is moving.
It's moving
It
fast.
is moving. It really is moving.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I like this.
It is definitely moving fast. There's no doubt about that.
I forgot it's
would
a
agree.
2-day affair now.
Yeah, tomorrow night again, second round.
Yeah.
Didn't they do that because of Bronny last year?
Well, they did it during the day last year.
Yeah, last year was their first year.
Yeah. So I am genuinely curious to see now. So the Wizards, Jeremiah Fears makes some sense. Let me see. They could use the Malowach kid. I think that kid is going to be a legit defensive player of the year.
They still got.
Like, down the road.
Could they possibly do that and pair him with Alex Sarr?
Yeah, because Sarr, I think, is trying to be more of an outside player. You know what I'm saying? Like,
take guys off the dribble a lot more.
Reminds me of Jared Jackson.
And you need two bigs. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you know, we've had this conversation numerous times over the show. You want two bigs. All right, why don't we take a quick break? Because I need to go to the bathroom, and TV's going to it's going to break. So let's break for 2 minutes and come right back here on YouTube.
Mason and Ireland on 710.
The biggest show on the radio.
First of all, the buses did not have the money that Mark Walter has. Mark Walter is jumping about 10 levels.
He's worth $6 billion.
Yeah, the buses' money was all tied up within the Lakers. This influx of capital, we're not talking about players. Players do operate under a salary cap.
Yep.
We're talking about everything else. The rest of the league is reacting to this news.
They should be terrified.
They are.
Yeah.
Because now they realize the Lakers are a have when they've been a have-not.
Yep.
It's money to upgrade your facilities and your broadcast deals and your scouting department. Instead of having Rob run the whole department, the whole front office by himself, I would imagine eventually we're going to have like the Council of Elders.
Smartest guys in the room.
That the Dodgers have.
Mason and Ireland, back tomorrow at noon.
On 710 ESPN.
New era, same home.
This could launch the Lakers into the stratosphere.
The Lake Show have a new ownership group led by Mark Walter.
And 710 ESPN had plenty to say.
I mean, is it fair to say maybe some of the biggest news in decades here in LA?
It was breaking news that shook the sports world.
The Buss family is entering an agreement to sell majority ownership of the Lakers to Mark Walter.
But one thing remains the same.
The heart of every Lakers fan beats through 710 ESPN.
Oh, my God, guys. What a day in Lakerland.
From shock to excitement.
From questions to confidence.
This now puts the Lakers in every conversation. Yeah. Now there isn't a player they can't afford.
The reaction started right here on 710 ESPN.
This is awesome.
New era for the purple and gold. Same home for the Los Angeles Lakers.
710 ESPN.
We're back.
Yeah.
Gotta find my joint up.
I just needed to pee, bro. I got this guy, what's his name? Anthony Avila. Oh, Cappy wouldn't take a break. All right, well, Cappy would just sit here and go in a Gatorade bottle or something.
Yeah,
exactly.
Depends, and then tell everyone about it.
And he'd also be complaining for 45 minutes. I gotta go pee.
And by the way, right, you know what he'd be doing? He'd be spinning plates for the last 45 minutes, okay? As opposed to talking about the draft and giving you ball knower talk, all right, Anthony? So, you know.
Ball knowers.
Yeah. Damn it, DeAndre.
Promise.
Are you in studio tomorrow?
Am I in studio tomorrow? Yeah, because the Crazy Hernandez brothers are going to be in studio.
Okay, I'll come in studio too then.
Yeah.
I was going to do the show from the Cappy Cast studios, but no.
By the way, like behind the scenes business, George, can you bring in that tower tomorrow just so Beto can use it for Friday?
Oh yeah,
because he's going to be in Anaheim.
Bring in what?
The T-Mobile Wi-Fi tower.
Oh yeah, I can just bring
just for tomorrow, and then you can have it back.
So I can do the show Friday from Anaheim.
So, yeah. Just Beto, text me at like 12.
See, te mando un WhatsApp.
Yeah, seriously, just text me at 12 so I remember, because that's when I'm going to leave around like noon.
I think I've convinced Beto to buy one.
Yeah, I'm going to go to T-Mobile tomorrow and get one, because just because. Why not? Hey, the Hernandez brothers, are they really crazy?
With the sixth pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Trey Johnson from the University of Texas.
I like
it. He doesn't look happy.
He doesn't look happy.
He looks like,
I mean, look,
man.
the Wizards are kind of like in this weird spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're like, ain't nobody really want to go there. And it's crazy because DC's awesome. Like, it's such a good town.
Nice city.
Yeah, like, I would love to play in DC. Yeah, he just looks like, what's up, whatever.
He was just like,
good.
oh,
we got
man,
drafted.
I knew it.
We're good. You know, whatever. It's fine. It's the Wizards.
That's
whatever.
the sixth pick?
Yeah.
All right, so the sixth pick, the slot value for his first NBA contract, $37.4 million.
Woo!
Yeah.
Nice.
Fifth is 41. So, every slot gets less and
No,
less.
right. For the total value of the contract.
The contract, yeah. For your guaranteed contract, you get the first round. This
yeah,
dude's he's been on the radar for a while, George. He was like Team USA kid most of his high school career. He's a shooter.
Yeah, as I mentioned,
translates really well because he's got an elite NBA skill. He can really shoot the ball, and I think he's the best overall shooter in the draft. Concanipple is the best catch and shoot guy, and it's not close with the percentages he shoots. But look at that suit. I didn't notice the
shorts.
up top, he looks like a banker. Down low, he's like a guitarist for AC/DC.
We won't tell everyone that you're actually wearing a short suit right now, Jeff.
but he's an outstanding shooter, and he shoots it equally well off catch and shoot situations and off the dribble. He was 41% catch and shoot, 39% off the dribble. He gets separation. He's just a gifted scorer that is a natural shooter. He gets it off quickly. You know, he's got a wingspan of 6'10".
Quick release.
Quick release, and he's got beautiful form. And he really does a good job of moving without the ball. He can do it off of screens. He did it there in a pick-and-roll situation. But he's just natural as a scorer. I think he can improve his defense, but as you mentioned, Malika, he led the SEC in scoring at just about 20 points per game. The last two freshmen to do that were Cam Thomas and Brandon Miller. He had a 39-point game earlier this year. That was the most by a freshman in Division I. And he 89 threes, also the most by a freshman in Division I. He had 15 games of 20 points or more. I think the main thing for him is to become a better defender and to get stronger, both of which he can do.
Yeah, and I had a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, listen, 39% on the move from three is really impressive. Like, I know that doesn't sound impressive, but what I'm telling you is that is like elite level stuff right there. So maybe that's why they compared. I didn't know that was the number, so maybe that's why Seth was comparing him to Ray Allen. And it's also, like, when you watch him shoot, DeAndre, I don't know if you got a chance to see much of those clips there. Like, he's got impeccable form, too, when he shoots the ball.
Oh, and everything, like you said, it's off the dribble like that. That's the most impressive thing. Him coming off, left hand and right hand off the one dribble, pull up from deep, too. Like, he was pulling up from deep. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's from Dallas, 6'6", real shooter. That kid's only going to get better and better. Good for him, man. Good for him. Now, we haven't had a foreign player yet. I mean, the Bahamas.
Bahamas technically,
but he went to school. But I'm talking about
French
but
all these kids pretty much went to school in the U.S. at some point.
Like last year we had a bunch of French guys, right? Like, what are we doing? Like,
not a lot of French guys this year.
Yeah,
I like Trey Johnson's dad's suit.
Oh yeah, I see it right there. It's
Nice
old
suit.
school.
Oh, very old school.
Yeah, he didn't buy a new one. He's like, I got this in the closet.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. So now New Orleans will pick. I don't know what they're going to do because they've got Reaves because some people had them. I see a lot of mocks had them taking Maluach, the kid from Duke. But they've got Reaves who's kind of basically a center at this, in 2025, unless they just want a second guy. But maybe they take the French kid, the point guard.
What time Hernandez brothers come tomorrow?
We're having lunch at 1, and then they're coming to the studio after.
Are they going to do the show?
I mean, they're going to come in for a little bit, yeah.
Oh.
They're big Dodgers guys.
Oh.
Huge Dodgers guys. So
what time we having lunch? What time are we going, Funch? Lindsay? DeAndre, what time are we going to lunch tomorrow? I mean, if they want to be crazy with they got.
You want to go to Lazy Dog?
Yes.
Let's do
that
it.
peanut butter. That peanut butter hamburger. Let's go.
Peanut butter jelly burger.
Peanut butter jelly.
By the way,
salads over there.
You guys all watch college hoops. Everyone on Twitter is asking, like, how did Rutgers have 2 top 5 players, but they didn't win anything the past 2 seasons?
Well, that's what we were talking about at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what
how is that
talent.
But how is that the case, though?
They got to go back and listen to the podcast or the YouTube component.
Kansas that one year had Wiggins and Embiid.
I don't know.
Right, but they were in the tournament.
Yeah, but I mean, they didn't win it all.
They didn't win the championship. I mean, okay, that's fine. A lot of teams. I mean, Duke didn't win the championship. They're going to have 4 guys taken in the first round.
Hey, I just got this tweet right now. Future El Camino College distinguished alumni. Durant Sports is live with George Sedano. Because, I went to El Camino Junior College, but I'm not going to say I'm alumni. I'm still matriculated.
Still got some credits to do.
Yeah, I had a lot of W's to make up.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Incompletes.
That's when people are like, oh, would you ever want to teach or be a professional? I need to graduate first. I can be a guest speaker. I can't be the one grading your paperwork. But I appreciate that, Elsa.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I was talking earlier to Jonathan about, I was like, I thought about like going back to school to take some courses, and then I realized that I don't think I would get very far on the placement test because I don't know anything about math anymore. Like, I would have no clue. If the first math problem,
Math is being taught very weird.
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'd be like, nope, I have no idea how to solve this.
Again, everybody is just saying, oh, AI will take care of it. ChatGPT will take care of it.
The only time I really use math is when I'm, like, measuring to, like, paint my walls or something, or, like,
Or when Cappy wants you to do his expenses.
No, he actually, I helped him do them himself. Actually, George, you'd be proud of him. I had him do his mileage the other day. But it calculates it for you, so he doesn't have to do any math.
Damn, Brian Ahmad, can you ever say anything positive, bro?
Man, Peter.
Ever.
What's up, Peter? What's going on, man?
Peter, too. Like, they listen to every... Anyways, all right. For the most part, 99...
They're always there anyway.
Thanks for listening, guys.
I know.
99% of the people in the chat are good. And then Peter... And every now and then Peter's good. And then every now and then Brian's good.
Let me tell you something, Peter. I've forgotten more basketball than you'll ever know.
Yeah!
Okay?
Get him!
Get out!
And you're welcome.
I'm here.
Okay.
And you're welcome for the YouTube chat.
Shut up.
Who's up?
And the reality is I don't watch a ton of college basketball.
With the 7th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Jeremiah Fears from the University of Oklahoma.
Well, makes sense because you traded McCollum.
Yeah.
And Jordan Poole sure as hell can't be your point guard. So there you have it. That makes it. I like that kid. That kid has great handles.
He doesn't look
he's
happy.
impressive.
He's happy.
Oh,
he
no.
looks like he's just
His
trying
initial
to play
face
it off.
was like,
He's trying to play
man.
it off.
No, I was like, yo, what's up? I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to play it.
He's trying to be too cool.
Trying to be too cool, yes.
Because he's
that's
got
what
2
trying to do.
chains.
I mean, he does look pretty cool.
Yeah, he didn't come
Kinda
out with 2
looks like he's
chains.
wearing a bedspread, but like a hotel bedspread with that print.
He gets to play with Zion.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, for now.
Yeah. Possibly. Maybe.
Yeah.
He was a baller.
I'm sure he want. I mean, I'm sure he was hoping like the Bulls would come trade up for him. He's a Chicago kid, so.
Yeah.
They still could.
I mean, you're right. That is fair. They absolutely still could.
Is it just me, or like does the NBA do more like trades after they draft the players?
Yes.
It happens occasionally. Yeah. Yeah, it happens.
Whereas within the NFL, they're all.
But I
trading
think
picks.
there's more of a gentleman's agreement with the newsbreakers to be like, hey, let's just do the draft on TV and figure it out later. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's good.
He's one of those kids that he's from Chicago area, but he went to like the prep school. There's one in Arizona called Compass Prep. So he went there with a bunch of different guys. That's where like Aiton wins, stuff like that. So he and
assists and steals. Great speed with the ball, an excellent handle, and dynamic in pick and roll situations. Very productive. Uses his body well. A knack to get into the lane and get fouled. Can that translate to the NBA where he shoots as many free throws? He was just an inconsistent three-point shooter. Only shot 28% from three, made 38 of those on the season. But super talented and really speedy with the ball.
He also added 15 pounds, the good for kind of freshman 15, when he was
He's also he's another reclassified kid like Cooper Flagg.
Yeah. They hold back, and once they get good, they're like, okay, let me go back with my normal class. So good for them, man. Hey, by the way, Brian Ahmad, He plays hoops, DeAndre.
Is he really now?
Oh yeah, he'll let you know his stats in the YouTube chat.
Oh, what's his stats? I want to know. Brian, what's your stats, man? Let me see him.
NBA 2K?
Yeah, no. They're in the men's league. They'll let you know their stats.
Sounds good.
I love those guys.
So let me see. What's next? Is the Nets pick next? Let me see. How much?
The Nets.
By the way, I got
pick
who we got on
right
this
now.
thing.
Yes.
Well, we got about a minute and a half left.
Oh.
All right, boys. Have a good show. I'll see you tomorrow, George. Phenomenal job, DeAndre. Funchy lover. Lindsay
Phenomenal.
Lizzie baseball kids in the back. Oh man, I got to go with Rachel. We're gonna go happy hour right now. Oh, the sun.
Oh,
is
you're
still
doing
out.
like a total cap.
Yeah, I love it. I love this. I can't stop laughing.
Oh yeah, got the prize picks, got the bamboo sheets, all that.
Peace out, everybody.
Man, I'm really hungry too. I'm glad this
Me
thing
too.
is over already.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow then.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Beto will be back in the house. Crazy Hernandez brothers will stop by. We'll talk about the draft. Lakers are picking tomorrow. So maybe we'll have